Hangi, 20 overs, 1 for 44. Merrick, yeah. Merrick, 14 overs, 1 for 31. Flardy, 9 overs, 0 for 28. Neil Brand, 3 overs for 4. 6, 5 overs, 1 for 25. And Donovan, 3 overs, 0 for 10. Yeah, leggy as well. I asked them last night, they said the pitch was okay. Maybe today will be the better time to bat, which is good for us.
He's taking off his dominance and it's into the crowd for 6. That's exactly what Australia need at the back end of these innings if they're going to get past that 270, 280.
Yeah, so in the summer, let's stick in the settings.
CSA had those left balls. That's really
I noticed yesterday, boss, again, typical CSA, so the Whites have got numbers on the back, in the white
And
field.
that's
There's
excellently
only
hung
names.
on to.
So how did it get approved?
Johnny Bairstow turned around, acknowledges the crowd and why not? That's a blinder.
What was the second order of the game?
one that
I mean, the one at the one. I don't know if you heard that. Both went out to bat without his blank shirt. So I get a message. He phoned me at the last game. Donald, I get a message from CSA. Why have you not got his shirt on? So I got in touch with Nanda and Rich. I said, listen, what's happening with both? This is how they realised they were gonna whiz on with his shirt at the end of the over, so he only plays 2 balls. So he got out. But then they're on me saying, why has he not got his name and number on his shirt? Huh? Shane, he came in the next day.
Easy
I was
does
thinking,
it.
I'm so sorry.
Hits the ball and now he bounces back with a wicket to
But that's the point.
cannons.
So he's like, gosh, I don't know what I was thinking.
he's got a bit of money.
Yeah, that's it. You
think
got
that's gonna play
your
well?
1.6
Got the good verse there.
It's cranked up, he always does when the ball's angling back in, checks the play, good shot, hits it high on the bat. The one, the Simpson catches the mid wicket. Is that playing that from England has come off. Cummins on his way, 8 for 247. Absolutely. Ricky, totally agree with you. And England have to realise exactly what they're trying to do. They can force their hand a little bit, potentially more Liam Livingston, another over. His ability to bowl wrist spin and spin counters the left-right hand combination. Also spin today has proved more difficult to access the boundary.
But such a thing, they said to a stay in the hotel on the team. Yeah, where they wag, where they push you there.
Wow.
But even when we were in India, this is the food you get. They're like a big area where these shops. I don't even know. They said to them that we have
Who won the toss?
Now the Titans.
Titans. Bowling England.
Yeah. They took the field first.
Good.
Why?
Yesterday it worked. Yeah.
Was it a short day?
Sorry?
Was it a short day?
Semi-short. They finished about 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They Titans bowled them out for 152. So, yeah, you could say short. Good morning and welcome to the CSA YouTube channel. My name is Jenna Sill and I'm joined by Adwa. Welcome to Supersport Park in Centurion, where the Fidelity Titans are up against the Hollywoodbets Dolphins in the CSA Women's Professional T20 League. And out here, it's a sunny day in Centurion. Welcome, Adwa.
Hi, Jenna. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. It looks to be a really good morning. Pitch looks very fair. Really should be a good game, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. It was a really great game yesterday. And something similar happened this morning. The Titans won the toss this morning and chose to bowl. And straight off the mark, Elizabeth marks from the Henops River end. Came through with the first ball to Alexandra Candler, and it was a dot through to the keeper. A little bit of a way swing that we just saw there.
I'm not even sure if Candler was supposed to be playing at that. She just looks like she's just probing outside the off stump there. It's about a fifth stump line. Good delivery though. Outswing early in the morning, first day of the game.
Yeah, really good start by the Titans' quick bowler. We have mid-wicket in play, no one behind square on the leg side. Slip fielder and Gully. She goes outside off, big swing on that one, but a good piece of fielding by Tiani van der Heevel at cover to save the single in the ring.
Again, early swing there. I'm not sure if I was a Titans captain at this point, I'd probably have 2 slips in there for now. Just, tight field, attacking field, make sure that you're here to actually take wickets and turn the game over early in the game.
Yeah, early wickets are definitely the name of the game. Alexandra Candler is joined at the crease by Nicole de Klerk, 2 batters who scored the majority of the runs for their team yesterday. Goes hard through the covers, and this one races through extra cover for 4, and Alex Candler gets off the mark with a dashing boundary.
That was a really good shot from Candler. If any little girls are watching this, that is how you play a cover drive.
Yeah, she leaned into that, played it with a full face of the bat, long arms, and just beat Robin Searle, the captain of the Titans, at extra cover. Just to the right, she had a bit of a dive in there, but she was very far away from it, so she should never have gotten there.
Marks was a little bit too full on that occasion that time.
She goes a little straighter and shorter this time, is pulled out to the leg side. The outfield here at Supersport Park is really quick, so that just rolls over the boundary rope, and that's another 4 to Candler's name and brings the total up to 8.
Are there any characteristics about the Supersport Park field? You know that the outfield is always going to be quick. But I mean, on that occasion, again, 2 full the previous ball, 2 short that second delivery, and it's 2 back-to-back boundaries for Candler. It's a good start so far.
Yeah, Candler stuck around yesterday. She had a very low strike rate. She got her 50 off over 100 balls in the 50-over game against the Titans yesterday.
You never really know what to expect. Maybe, I don't know, the game kind of changes in your mind when you change from format to format. Now, especially now, given that they were playing 2 days in a row this weekend.
Yeah, mindset definitely changes. She goes hard outside the off stump and gets a top edge, but it flies over the head of Gully out to Masabata Class at third man. They go through for a single.
Wasn't a really decent shot there. Just a bit too far outside off stump. Probably chasing at that, really. I would have let it go for me.
Yeah, it was quite high risk, especially with that fielder in at 1.5 slip and Gully in play as well. But it turned out well in the end for the Dolphins batter. Nicole de Klerk facing her first ball of the day. Oh, it's a Yorker from Marks. And we will see the back of Nicole de Klerk. Wonderful delivery, a good comeback ball after the 2 boundaries in this over. And Elizabeth Marks is the wicket taker of the day so far.
Jenna, did you actually notice that just the little hint of swing on that delivery right at the final moment after it just pitched, just deviated slightly and then bang into off stump?
Yeah,
Like it's gone first ball.
Yeah, it was a wonderful delivery. She scored 24 for her team yesterday, but today she's not going to contribute to the scorecard. And the over is up 9 for 1, and that's a wonderful start there. A little bit expensive from Elizabeth Marks, but she pulled through with a breakthrough.
It was a bit of an expensive over, but that's a good comeback in the end to actually close off the over. We always talk about getting out of an over and getting a wicket. Early wickets are always the thing in T20 cricket, especially in the power play.
Yeah, definitely. The power play is there so that the batters can express themselves, so I don't think she'll worry too much about the 2 boundaries scored in that over.
Oh, well, let's see how it actually goes in the second over. And at this point right now, I think the Titans will try to be as tight as they can. Just try and make sure that she can squeeze in another extra wicket here or there. Tighter field. Look at that right now. They only have 1 person outside, or 2 fielders outside the inner ring. They have 1 at third man and then 1 at deep square leg.
So Nobukle Busani, the batter for the Dolphins, into the crease.
Busani had a bit of a good game yesterday anyway. Let's just see if that form is actually going to continue today. I think the Dolphins really need her to get stuck in today. Just make sure that she can carry her team through this innings.
Masabata Class in from the West Lane end. Quick bowler, packed offside field. as she goes outside the off stump. A little bit of seam off the wicket in towards the right-hander, and she manages to get bat on that. Alexander Candler comes through for the single as it goes out to the vacant square leg region for one.
A little bit of indecision there from Alexander Candler. She didn't really know where the ball went. Bit of a tight single if your field is actually off-tight on the offside. But, having people on the onside is always a bit tricky in these situations because you never really know whether to actually pack tight, but you don't really want to be setting fields for negative bowling as well.
Yeah, 100%. Masabata class now has to change her line a bit as Busani is left-handed. So field in play at the moment. Mid-wicket, mid-on, mid-off, extra cover, point. 2 slips
Shot.
in and it's played hard through the covers, beating Annika Bosch at point. And that'll go away for 4. Third boundary of the day. And Busani gets off the mark with a very good-looking 4.
Again, it's just a bit wayward on the line. It's just a touch too wide, giving her enough room to actually just free her hands. And Annika had no chance of stopping that at point. It absolutely went flying to the boundary.
There's only the one fielder out in this power play. Third man is out on the boundary.
So they actually closed off the field this time. Left-hand, right-hand combination always gives you that threat. Ooh.
Edged out, and there's a big dive there from Tebogo Macheke with the gloves. She's unable to hold on to that one.
Looks like it would have been a sitter there. Looks like it was a good opportunity to actually get the second wicket in this game.
Yeah, definitely missed opportunity. And Busani looks quite aggressive. She's going after everything outside the line of off stump.
Well, T20 cricket kind of requires you to do that, especially in the power play. Early overs, the field is up in tide. You just need to take your chances as they come.
She goes again. Dropped at extra cover by Robin Searle. That's the second drop this over. There's a chance at a run out at the keeper's end. Tebogo Macheke takes the stumps, breaks the stumps, and that's run out. Alexandra Candler run out at the batter's end. Busani calling that, and Candler reacting quite late, but Catherine Pryor with the throw from mid-off.
Again, Jenna, that decision making. A little bit of indecision here. Running between the wickets can always be tight. It's the dangers of running from a misfield. And that was an absolute sitter there at cover, though. I mean, it came out straight through her hands. But it was really good fielding here from the fielder standing at mid-on.
Yeah, just hit the body of Robin Searle and ricocheted forward. But turned out well in the end, so the chance was taken. The 2 drop catches not looking too good for the Titans here with under the ball.
That's true. You never really like having drop catches, especially this early in an innings. It kind of does set the tone for you fielding for the rest of the game. But 1.4 overs into the game, 14 for 2. And the Dolphins have lost now a kind of set batsman in Candler because she was looking good at 10 after those first 6 deliveries that she faced. Might have turned the tide a little bit here.
Yeah, definitely. But to the crease comes Nondumiso Shangase, experienced batter for the Dolphins. She won a Player of the Season last season for the Dolphins women's team. And she's got a lot of experience. She came in yesterday, scored a couple of runs. But T20 is a different game. And with her being at the crease so early, only in the second over, 4 balls into the second over, she'll need to adjust her game to what she would usually play when she comes in at number 4.
Yes, definitely. But right now, the Dolphins, all they have to do is just kind of soak up this pressure a little bit, see off this power play, and then try to actually build an innings from there. They have 2 new batsmen out the crease. Still, the left-hand, right-hand combination gives them a little bit of an edge against the bowling, as the bowlers need to constantly think about that line.
Yeah, the line is definitely important with the left-hand, right-hand combination. And Klaas goes on the bouncer, but doesn't execute it quite as she would have liked. But the fielder out at deep square leg, Tiani van der Heevel, gets that in. And they just go through for a single to put the left-hander on strike again. 1 ball left in the over.
But the bit of the earliest thing here, Jenna, I don't think it was a good decision from Klaas to actually go that short that first delivery. Just pitch it up a little bit, give yourself enough opportunity, let the ball swing through the wicket, and who knows, with 2 slips in, aggressive fields, you might actually get a chance to get another 3rd wicket here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
That's a better ball.
Beats the outside edge of Busani and goes through to the keeper. There looked to be a little bit of deviation from where we're sitting. But no appeal there from the Titans. Definitely missed the outside edge. That's the end of the second over. 15 for 2 with 2 really early breaks. One from Elizmarie Marks and the other from Masabata Klaas.
Now that was definitely a better delivery. pitch it up, give it enough time to actually swing through. It's a good action on there, just outside that line of off stump, and it was just flowing through to the keeper. It's perfect. It gives that batsman too much to think about, or the player actually to leave, and you find yourself being wanted outside that line.
Yeah, you got to put the batter a little bit of indecision to go backwards or forwards, to play on the back foot, to come into it. So Nodumiso Shangase facing her second ball of the day. Elizabeth Marks in again, continuing her spell from the Hinop Shova end. She goes straight and short. That is not the line or the length you want to be playing, especially to the field that's set with no one behind square on the leg side. And that goes away for 4. Amogelang Mapangula doing the chase out there from mid-wicket. That's a long way to run.
It really is, especially considering the field that she has outside, right? I mean, you have no person outside the ring, leg side. You only have one fielder outside the ring, and that's your third man. So to be bowling that straight really was not the best decision here, especially with that first delivery now in this over.
Yeah, but it was well played, just tucked around the corner by Shangase. And the form that she's in, the way that she's been playing the last couple of months, you definitely don't want to be bowling there. Just teasing the wide line there's Marks, but it's not called a wide as it goes through to the keeper.
So far, it really has been a good start from each of the Dolphins batsmen. I mean, you saw with Nkanla, Musani, and now Shangase, first deliveries going to the fence, it just alleviates that pressure of coming in, having lost just 2 wickets early in the game. You get a freebie leg side, put it away for 4. Just does build your confidence a little bit so that you can ease yourself into the game.
Yeah, it gets rid of the nerves when that first ball that you face
Shot
is a loose one. And this goes over point. That was a wonderful cricket shot. Just getting bat on that. It was very short outside the off stump and flies over point's head for another 4.
There's a bit of inconsistency here from Miles. 1 ball short, 1 ball full, 1 ball too far down leg side. And on both occasions that time, one was too straight, punished for 4. That one is too short outside off stump, also punished for 4. Shangase looks good early in this innings.
Yeah, it does feel like Elizabeth Marks is just trying to be a little bit too aggressive. I think if she slowed it down, just hit a good line and a good length, she'd be in the game a little bit more. Oh!
Just like that.
That's much better, going through the flow just outside the off stump. And that's a very good line as it just shapes away from the right hand and goes through to the keeper.
Really good delivery that. Shangase really didn't know any much about that one. It just was... It moved so nicely, good pace, just slight deviation from the wicket, and it went through to the keeper.
Yeah, she was a bit caught on the crease there with Shangase. Kind of half a step forward and pushing out at that ball, which is dangerous. You want number 4 batter to be going at the ball. Oh, Marks goes a little bit shorter on that occasion and finds the outside half of the bat, but it bounces before it goes into the hands of Kaylee Tapp at that 1.5, almost second slip.
But that's the line. That's the line we're talking about now. At first, in the beginning of this over, she was just a bit too wide outside off stump. She came in, she brought it closer. She's pitching it in the right area, and now it's actually just doing the work for her.
Yeah, really nice comeback here from Marks as she goes that perfect line, the channel of uncertainty, as some would call it.
It's definitely it.
Finishes the over off with 3 dots in a row. 23 after 3 for 2, with Shangase on 9 and Busane on 4.
That actually was a good way to finish the over. Perfect 3 balls in response to how the over actually started with those 2 boundaries. Marks is really looking good so far. As captain of the Titans, I'll probably bring her in again for that third over in the spell, just to give her enough time to actually get into the game. And, try as much as we can, set attacking fields, get another wicket here in this power play, and then put the Dolphins under pressure.
Yeah, I agree. The attacking fields definitely worked for the Titans yesterday. I was a bit surprised about the Dolphins and the way that they went about their game. As Masabata class in that same channel that Marks was in, tempting the batter to flash hands at it. And it goes through to the keeper. And yes,
Musani is just flashing outside that ball there. I'm not sure if, looking at the situation right now, if she were to, just edge that a little bit and then get caught out behind the stumps, it would put them now under pressure, having lost 3 wickets in this power play. I'm not sure if that's really a good notion of how to actually plan your game at this point. It's just a bit too early to be flashing outside that off stump.
Yeah, especially with 2 wickets down. As Class goes again, this time shorter and a little bit straight on that off stump line. She tries to go across the line, but doesn't get much on it, and it bounces out to point for no run.
Busani really needs to actually find her feet now in this over. Just calm down a little bit. Those opportunities to score will come. She just needs to give herself enough time and an opportunity to actually score runs here, so that she can carry the Dolphins really to somewhat of a good total after this power play.
Yeah, she does seem to be rushing it a little, but she goes hard through the covers. It's in the air, and there's a dive, a chance from cover, but not taken. Tiani van der Hevel, big dive to the right, but it goes past her and over the boundary rope for 4. Good shot in the end, a little bit airborne.
Yeah, it was a good shot in the end, but I must say Tiani really had a slim chance at that one. Diving to her right there, it was just dying on her when it got to her at that point, and it just goes through to the boundary. So far, so good for the Dolphins. 27 in the third over, having just lost the 2 wickets. It's been a good start so far. Both sides will actually feel that they are in the game at this point.
Yeah, it definitely feels like more of a competition than it was yesterday in the 50-over game. The extra slip comes out, and they load the covers up with an extra fielder. Klaas goes outside that off stump again. And that's a better length. It's a bit fuller.
Definitely the plan there. Definitely the plan. Just that line is perfect in this point again. Previous ball was a bit too wide, so Busani did flash hard and got the boundary. This one is just a bit closer to her and much more fuller than the previous delivery. And that's where you actually want to be.
Yeah, a bit of a change in the field as mid-wicket goes a bit squarer, closer towards the square leg umpire.
Excuse me.
Looking for the double bluff. Goes on the bouncer, but it's well placed in terms of line outside that off stump again. And unable to pull it across the line there.
Klaas is looking to try a few different things in this power play. You know, that previous delivery was on the full side, was a good ball, swinging through, holding that line outside of stump. She goes for the surprise delivery, going short there on that occasion. Just trying to force Busani to think differently and maybe try to force an error here for her to do a different shot than what she should expect to actually do.
And with the field change, it does kind of put doubt into the batter's mind, as there could be a double bluff where the field changes for the short ball and then it comes through full. Goes on the short ball again. It's on the up, but Elizabeth marks at mid-on, recovers it. She has to move quite far to her left, so they come through for the single, but that's the end of the 4th over, 28 for 2, and just 5 coming from that over.
Not much there. Klaas kept it tight, just that odd boundary here in that over. But I feel if the Dolphins continue to score as they are right now, just that boundary here and there in this power play, they'll find themselves to be in a very decent position if they don't lose any more wickets now.
Yeah, 100%. There is a bowling change from the Henops River end as spin is brought into the attack. Elizabeth Marks has been cut after those really great 3 balls that we saw her bowl in her last over. But Paulina Mashishi, the player of the match from yesterday's game, as she took 4 wickets in her spell of 10 overs. And she's into the attack from the same side that she was successful from yesterday.
I've always been a fan of early spin in T20 cricket, especially in the power play. It kind of gives you that opportunity to create errors from the batsman. It makes you think more about the game. It just puts a very different variation to the context of what we're trying to do here. And it kind of sets up the game nicely, because now you don't know whether to really attack strong or whether just see through the spells.
And spin in women's cricket is such a powerful thing. It has to be used quite effectively. Paulina Mashishi is really good at changing up the pace of her deliveries, as she just loops that one in and it's played into the offside for no run.
She starts well with that dot ball. She would like to actually continue that way throughout this over. Just kind of shift back the pressure to the Dolphins.
She's so consistent in that offside line, as it's played almost identically to the first ball. Just one fielder out on the boundary, that's Kyle Corner. Everybody else in the ring with short third man in play.
Even saw those 4 wickets yesterday. It was in and around that area of stump. She just lobs it up there to give herself enough opportunity.
Yeah, she definitely does lob it up as they go through for 2 after it's played with an outside half of the back. There was a slight chance as the ball was airborne, but fell in between point and short third man.
I think the short third man fielder did not really pick that up in the air as it was coming through, because that could have been an opportunity to actually get the catch.
Beats the bat and through to keep him a check here.
And look at that. Quick rotation, 4 balls in, 2 runs conceded. It's a really good start here.
Yeah, wonderful start. And again into the covers, but well fielded by the skipper. Had extra cover. Paulina Mashishi is really good at going through her overs quickly. She's the only spinner in the team today, besides Robin, so he's a serious part-timer. She goes across the line, crashes into the pads, and given out LBW by the umpire. Paulina Mashishi continuing her successful streak from yesterday, and her figures 1 for 2.
And again, introduction of spin early, gets the early wicket. Dolphins find themselves 30 for 3 in the 4th over. Bit of more pressure now. Actually, sorry, we're in the 5th over now at this point. Power play is going quickly. Mashishi's going through it over very quickly. And like we said, tight line. And gets the early breakthrough.
Yeah, that was really well set up, as all 5 balls in the beginning of the over were outside that off stump line, and then that 6th one just tempting
Just
the
a bit
left-hander to go across the line as the line was straighter, and completely missing with the bat.
Mashishi absolutely bamboozled Musani there. Musani makes way early. She goes for 11. And with 5 overs into this power play now, the Dolphins find themselves 30 for 3.
Courtney Gounden into the crease, and she has some good stats in the one game that they played against Western Province. She scored 28 of 34, and she'll be looking to replicate that for the team, if not get a couple more than she did.
Well, Courtney has had a pretty good career here at the domestic level. Right now, coming in at 5 in this situation, what could be going through her mind right now, Jenna? What do you think she might want to do? Would you try to attack the Titans bowlers here, or would you try to sit in and soak up the pressure a little bit?
I think she would want to sit in and soak up a little bit, especially with still 1 over in the power play, just to see it through the experience of Masabata class, returning for the 3rd over of her spell. Last one in the power play, and she'll be looking to rotate the strike to her senior partner, Shangase, as there's that good outside the off stump, just outside the off stump line, and it's defended into the offside for no run.
Again, it's a good start from this over from class. Shangase just not really taking any prisoners there, just defending that forward defense, no single taken, just pushes it through to cover.
Yeah, I definitely think, still with the left-hand, right-hand combination, Courtney Gounden is left-handed, so that still creates a little bit of thought-provoking that has to go into the bowling, as that was really well bowled by class, just on that top of off-stump line and length, and it's just defended to the leg side for no run.
So far, so good for the Titans this early start to the game. And I mean, as we always know, I've been watching cricket for so long, 3 wickets in the power play does really set the batting team just back a peg, and then it becomes more difficult for them to actually just push on and score a decent total on the board.
Or looking for that single. The intent is definitely there from Shangase, as she's looking to work it out off the bat, but manages to get that one 2 straight, which goes back to the bowler, and she's not able to scurry through for that single.
Shangase and Gordon here really need to think about how they want to go for the next couple of overs. Yes, it's good to soak up pressure, but at the same time, you also need to alleviate some pressure by rotating strike as often as you can, so that you can find a balance within attacking and defending.
Yeah, balance is definitely needed. This one's straighter, but the fielder out at deep square picks that one up. They get through for a single, and that's that strike rotation that needs to happen. However, it does put the new batter on strike. Courtney Gounden will face her first ball, the 5th ball of the 6th over.
And we know how irritating it can be for a bowler when a single is taken off every delivery between the left and right hand combination, because now constantly you need to be changing your line and you need to be thinking more about what you're going to do next. So yes, bowling at one player all the time, one end, is always great.
Yeah, and it also puts fatigue in the legs of the fielders, as the whole field does change sides, with specialist fielders in the covers and on the leg side.
And these ladies, we've been feeling it right now. I mean, yesterday was a full-on game, 50 overs going all the way through. It does take a lot of you, playing back-to-back matches in the same weekend.
It definitely does. Makes the legs heavy.
Wide.
And we see that inconsistent line with the left-hand, right-hand combination from Masabata class. Is that one's just down the leg side and it's called wide?
That's exactly what happens. Perfect line to a right-hander, and it's a wide delivery to a left-hander. You just need to consistently think about where you want to bowl, because now what they can do is just try to rotate strike every delivery, and that's going to put you back under pressure as the bowler.
Yeah, you've got to keep focused and make sure that you're thinking about where each ball is going to go. As you said, there's a better line on that off-stump line. And Courtney Gandon just trying to hit through the line of that, but finding the inside half of the bat. Goes out to the leg side for no run.
It's another good delivery from Klaus here in this over. She just needs to get out of this over without conceding another boundary here. Just make sure that they solidify their position after this first opening 6 overs. Then it will be a good power play. Another wicket here would definitely make it a better power play. But 30 runs, 3 wickets, I'll take that as the Titans.
Definitely that off-stump line is working for them, as the field is definitely set for it with 5 fielders on the offside. Masabata Klaas, I think, would be finishing his spell about now, saving the one for a little bit later on in the innings. After the 6th over, power play is done 32 for 3, with Shangase on 10 and Courtney Gandon yet to get off the mark.
Given that the power play is now over, Jenna, I really don't think, as a captain of the Titans today, I wouldn't really push off my fielders to the boundary at this point. We still have, a foothold in this game. We still have put the batsman out of pressure. Just keep it tight for as long as you can. Maybe try and force out those errors. Don't give them those easy singles to try and rotate strike every delivery. Just make sure that you get stuck in. You can continuously take wickets. And I like how we're going here. It's just more an attacking field. There's only one fielder outside to the leg side at deep square.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Force them to play a big shot to get that boundary. Has to go over the heads or through the gaps of the fielders in the inner ring. The field at short 45 goes to square leg. There's a short third man. And this will be the first time that the right-hander Shangase is facing the spin of Pauline Mashishi. She goes on the sweep, but Josephine Maswangane at square leg does the work for no run there.
I like how Mashishi is just bowling to her field here. Her line is actually pretty exquisite. She just moved that field out there. She bowled a straighter line, and that's exactly where it went.
Shangase goes hard and gets it through mid-wicket, but Kaylee Tapp from mid-on covers quite a lot of ground and puts in a little slide there to recover that one. That goes for 1, so a field change left hand, right hand as Kyle Corner goes out.
You can just see the tiredness out there today. You see how rotation of the field is different from left hand, right hand. There's a split second of thinking, where am I supposed to be? And then just finding yourself again, oh, now I'm supposed to be on the offside now.
Yeah, lots of thinking has to happen when there's a left-hand, right-hand combination. But Paulina Mashishi on the money holds that off-stump line and gets herself another dot halfway through the 7th over. And she goes on that brilliant line again, and it doubles out to point.
There's some really good bowling. It's been a really good second over from Mashishi. She's holding it pretty tight. She's only conceded, 1 in this over and 1 in the previous over as well.
Goes a little bit straighter, and she plays this out to the leg side. Kyle Corner does the work, picks it up. Catherine Pryor on the ball there, gets it in for 1. Shangase will be on strike for the last ball of the 7th.
It shows the importance of bowling to your line. I mean, all these deliveries are not really finding space, and Shangase and Gordon are just hitting the fielders as it comes through off the bat.
Change of pace there from Mashishi as she goes a bit flatter and quicker, darts it into that off stump. But it's played out into the leg side for no run by Shangase, and that finishes off the 7th over. Just 2 runs from it, 34 for 3. Shangase on 11 and Gandon still on 1.
The way Mashishi gets through her overs so quickly, Gowden and Shangase, if they're not really paying attention to this, they might find that 3 overs have elapsed and they really haven't done much damage to the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's so important for Mashishi, being the only spinner in the Titans lineup today, to go through her overs quickly, which she does usually in any case, even when there are 1 or 2 other spinners in the lineup. And it just helps that over rate, as over rate has become quite important in this professional league.
It's really changing the game as it is right now. It's kind of dictating how we actually go about going through overs. And it's actually a really good initiative, I must say, because now it kind of forces teams to make sure that you get through your overs really quickly, you finish your allotted overs at the time that is required, and then we get through the game.
And as much as cricket is all about sport and the players that are playing it, it's also entertainment for the people that are watching as the game goes quicker and it is more exciting, the more entertaining it is.
And looking at how Mashishi is going today, Nkululeko Mlabo will be very important for the Dolphins later on in the second innings.
Yeah, definitely. They have 3 frontline spinners to the Dolphins, but you see Kaylee Tapp replacing Masabata Klaas. She goes short and straight, and it's pulled out to the leg side, and that bounces over the boundary rope. Amogilang Mapangula not even trying to sprint after that one on that occasion. But Kaylee Tapp, first ball of her spell so far, not going the way she would have wanted.
Yeah, it's a good shot from Gowden. I mean, yeah, you might say that it's not really a good delivery as it was just too straight, and with that length, it's kind of offering the opportunity for you to just smash it to the leg side. But that was a really good shot from Gowden there as well.
With the angle of the right-hander remaining over the wicket, definitely creates a different angle for the left-hander to go into the leg side, as we see there. That ball on off stump, but still going into the leg side for no run.
Well, want A-League Tap to kind of stick to a line here. Just try and make sure run in, bowl that one channel, get through your spell in this over, and then find that you would stick to that same line in the next over as well. You just need to get yourself into the game really early.
Oh, down the leg side again and pulled away, this time through square leg. That's another 4 to Courtney Gowden. Kaylee Tapp struggling with her line at the moment.
Same delivery as that first opening ball in this over. It's a bit on the short side, it's a bit too straight, and it's an easy put away to the leg side. Gowden moves to 9. 2 boundaries in this over. Kaylee Tapp now just needs to focus more on where she wants to deliver the ball and just bowl that channel outside of off stump, just kind of force the batsman to play onto her field on the offside.
Yeah, a lot of discussion by the senior bowler there with Kaylee Tapp, Masabata class, just giving a couple of words of advice, as well as the captain Robin Searle. She's probably telling her to fix up her line. She does. Finds the outside edge, but drops short of Catherine Pryor at first slip. And that's a much better line.
Yeah, that is a better line. It just seems like there's not much pace on the wicket now, as the ball's not really carrying through at the height that you'd actually want. But that's a much better line from Kaylee Tapp. Like, it's what we were talking about now. Too short on that first occasion. Now that's exactly where you want to be. Just a bit too full and outside that off channel. That's exactly where you want to bowl.
Or she goes a little bit straighter, but the length is better. And it's just defended back to the bowler for no run. With Kaylee Tapp being a little bit slower than the 2 opening bowlers, Masabata Class and Elizabeth Marks, it is vital that she gets her line and her length correct. Because when the ball does come through the air a little bit slower in women's cricket, especially with the white ball, it does tend to swing a little bit more.
And it does give you enough time to actually fall back into where you want to play that stroke and kind of lean into the shot that you want to play.
Yeah, it creates doubt in the batter's mind. Tapp, last ball of the over into Gowden. She goes up and hard, and Elizabeth Marks on the chase there. She does well. She puts in a dive and saves the boundary, but the Dolphins players looking for 3, but deciding that 2 is just enough as the ball gets in. And lots of applause there. And Elizabeth Marks fielding on that occasion. That's the end of the 8th over, 44 for 3.
Again, Jenna, indecision, creating doubt, running between the wickets, might lead to having runouts as we did early in this game. You don't want to be losing wickets in that fashion, because especially in that fashion, you know for a fact if there's a single there, you take it. If there isn't, you turn it down. But that was really good fielding given how quick the outfield has been this morning.
Yeah, and it's good to see Elizabeth Marks putting in the effort to support her bowlers. Couple of games in the past, she's been a little bit lethargic in the field, hasn't been able to put in the dive, but I know she's been working on it over the last couple of weeks, and that just shows that she has improved as Mashishi stays in that consistent line and dots her first ball down. Shangase uses her feet but finds the fielder at mid-on. There's a shy at the stumps. Mashishi gets it to the keeper, but Shangase manages to get back in time.
That is good cricket. Mashishi going through her overs really quickly, already into her third. 2.5 overs in this time, 4 runs for the 1 wicket. She's bowling really well. She's really putting the Titans in a very strong position here in the first 10 overs of this game.
Yeah, and because she's being so consistent, the batters have to make something happen out of their own. So that double step there by Shangase will be exciting for her to see that because she's being so consistent, they don't have any width or anything on the ball to make it happen without them doing something out of the ordinary.
But I like the intent there from Shangase. It just goes to show that, yeah, we're not really going to sit off and watch the spell go through. We're going to try and take the attack to you. We're going to try and squeeze some runs as much as we can here from you. And that's really good. It shows good intent. It shows a positive attacking mode. And that's where you actually need to be when you know that you're not scoring enough runs as it is.
Yeah, the intent definitely is important, especially in T20 cricket. It's a little bit of trouble. Umpire Macheke is having some trouble there with the stumps as they were broken by the keeper Macheke. They are sisters.
Well, isn't that a good thing for us to know?
Paulina Mashishi coming in after that exciting event. Long on goes out, but it beats the outside edge of Shangase.
Really good ball.
Two
Flighted
fielders.
a little bit. No pace on it there on that occasion. Just slightly outside the line of off stump. And a bit of an indecision again from Shangase whether to play or leave at that.
Straighter uses her feet and
Shot.
plays this out. There is a fielder at long on, but it's too straight for her, and Kaylee Tapp just lets that one go through for 4. A wonderful cricket shot played on the ground there, using her feet, and with a straight bat goes for 4.
Down the wicket from Shangase. Full face of the bat goes straight down the ground. And I'm not sure. No offense to Kaylee Tapp, but she had no chance of stopping that one there.
No, definitely not. It was well placed. I think if I was the keeper, I would shift that long on fielder a little bit straighter, as the angle that we can see from here between mid-wicket and long on is quite tight. She goes up and bisects the two fielders at cow corner and long on. One bounce, 4 over the rope, and that's the intent and aggression that Shangase is so good at.
I think that's the reason why the captain room really want to shift that fielder outside at long on, just to be a bit straighter, because she's afraid of how Shangase's intent actually goes through the line on the leg side. She actually looks to, execute her shots in that vacant region of deep mid wicket, and it looks like a strong zone for her. That's exactly where she always looks to play the spinners.
Yeah, especially with the slow nature of Mashishi's bowling, but she speeds it up on that occasion and pushes it through in that just 4th stump line, and brings a dot to end off the over. 52 for 3 after 9, with Shangase on 19 and Gounden on 11.
I think Mashishi is a bit more upset about those last 2 deliveries there that we actually went to the boundary. But she should give herself enough time. It was a really, really good over nonetheless. Yes, 9 came from it there in the end, but they're still in a good position here, the Titans. They can still squeeze the game a little bit. Kaylee Tapp now to come into her second over. If she makes sure that she sticks to that same line as she did in that previous over with those last couple of deliveries, she might be able to create something here for the Titans.
Yeah, definitely need to create something. This partnership of 22 has the potential to get bigger, as long as they stay out there as long as they can. 2 fielders out at the moment. Cow corner out for the left-hander, as we did see 2 boundaries go through the leg side in the previous. 3rd man out. Everyone else in the ring. This tap goes right arm over the wicket to Gounden, but way too straight and flicked off the pads. That was very well played, as that bounces over the rope for 4. And Gounden's score moves up to 15. Total up to 56.
Gounden watched that last over on the other side, was Shangase going against the spin of Mashishi, and she thought, you know what, I could do the same. Kaylee Tapp a bit too straight on that occasion, and guess what, it's an easy shot down to the leg side for 4.
Yeah, that was really well played. She watched it long, played it late, and it has forced the 3rd fielder to go out on the boundary, as Kaylee Tapp continues over the wicket to the left-hander. This time a better line on that off stump, and it goes out. Finds the inside half of the bat to mid-wicket for no run.
It's better line, better length. Just looks like the delivery is going through the right channel there. And that's actually where Kaylee Tapp really wants to be, because if Gounden misses that, she's definitely out.
Yeah, definitely a good line to be on when you're looking to attack the stumps. Yeah, on that 4th stump line, and forces the straight bat from Gounden. Goes to Klaas at mid-off for no run. It's a much better recovery after the first ball.
It really is. It really is a good comeback after that first delivery. Because as we're looking at it now, going for a delivery of your first ball, going for 4 of the first ball of the over, it really does put that pressure back on the bowler. But to return like that, following that up with 2 dot balls, it's a really good line and length too.
Tap to Gounden, and she just flicked off the legs into the mid-wicket region, but Amogelang Mapangula at cow corner does the work. They just come through for a single. That was good fielding. She attacked the ball really nicely, coming in about 40 meters from the boundary. And Kaylee Tapp will be happy with that piece of work, just allowing that one to go through for one.
Definitely would be happy with that, considering that the field was all the way to the boundary line. To hurry on, attack the ball, get it in quickly, just stick it to the single. It's really good.
Yeah, I think Kaylee Tapp will be a little bit more comfortable bowling to the right-hander, as that's where she got her wickets yesterday. She is putting cow corner out on the boundary, as fine leg comes up to square leg. So 3 fielders out, cover sweeper, third man, and cow corner.
2 balls to go in this 10th over with the field change. Maybe it might be a situation where we're going to try something different here, or we're going to try and just bowl a little bit too far out right now, just straight and attack the wickets.
Yeah, that one outside the off stump and played to point. Annika Bosch just preventing that single from happening. It's a much better line there. She seems a little bit more comfortable bowling to the right-hander.
Definitely. And I feel like Kaylee Tapp is really trying to force the error here from Shangase. And with that element of comfort bowling to the right-hander, just got to give you that much more confidence to bowl against the right-hander.
Yeah, 1 ball left in the over. Tap to
Good
Shangase
delivery.
on that off-stump line, but played out to the leg side across the line. Sabata class at cow corner doing the work for 1, gets it into the keeper. A little bit of a fumble, but the over's already been called. And that's the end of the 10th, 58 for 3. There will be a bit of a commentary change with Sean Mayers replacing me.
The start of the 11th over with Mashishi to continue. Hello Sean, thanks for joining me today.
Oh, it's fantastic to be here. Supersport Park, a wonderful sunny day.
Well, we're looking to see what the plan could be here from the Titans. 10 overs down. Dolphins are 58 for 3. Mashishi to continue and finish off her spell into a 4th over early in this game.
Oh, unfortunate there. Outside the off stump, a little bit of poor keeping there.
I'm not sure if I could actually say it was a bit of a poor keeping, because that ball just kind of went into the bottom edge of the badge, straight through her legs. Not much you can really do at that height. And they go through for 2. Shangase is still looking to take the attack up against Mashishi.
You know, everything could be better.
True. Good delivery, that.
Yeah, Mashishi keeping things tight. This partnership of 30, Shangase will be the key wicket here. From 32 for 3, and now the Dolphins are 60 for 3. So we want to end this partnership as quickly as possible.
It really has been a good recovery so far. And Mashishi is just making it clear that she's not really going to sit around. Sorry, Shangase is not going to sit around and let Mashishi kind of finish her spell here. She's taking the attack to her a little bit. And I'm enjoying the intent so far.
Yes, Shangase coming down the track, showing or forcing Mashishi to change something, and she's coming around the wicket, wanting to, I would say, close ranks, make sure that there are no easy singles now.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing you like more as a bowler than to have a batsman sit back and kind of try to play through your spell, because now you know you can bowl 6 out of 6 at them and make that effort to make them trying to make a change. But with Shangase coming down the wicket, she's making Mashishi think about something different, and she's consistently making her change her line.
Courtly Godin is struggling a little bit, not less pace on the ball. Mashishi bowling a very tight line.
I think Gowden really is trying to find where she wants to be against the slower delivery. Oh, that's a missed opportunity.
Oh, very soft shot, and dropped at mid wicket. An easy let off for Courtly Gowden.
Was a really good delivery. Flighted in, no pace. It was just spooned up to shortish mid wicket. Should have been taken really, and it was just dropped.
Yes, the Titans will be will look back at their fielding and talk about how so many drop catches in just 11 overs will be a very big talking point for them, and hopefully that they can continue with the good bowling and keep this total from getting bigger than or growing as quickly as it has been.
11 overs gone. Dolphins are 62 for 3. We've seen 3 drop catches throughout this inning so far today, and it's relatively easy and simple chances that actually should have been taken. I think the Titans fielders will be looking back at those opportunities, those missed opportunities, and thinking where and how different the game could be now at this point had those chances been taken. It's a new bowler now into the attack. Sian van Hever, but she's going to take over now from Kaylee Tab, and we actually want to see how they actually plan to go about this. Oh, it's a bit of an indifferent start.
No, but it's okay. New bowler comes on into the attack, and he off strike straight away and that's exactly what they want. The Dolphins want Shangazi on strike. You want to keep rotating that left-hand, right-hand combination. Force the bowlers to make the mistake.
Definitely, that's what you'd actually want. But from a heel, that's just a bit of a shortish delivery to start off that first ball. And that's a bit tight for me, the wide line, but umpire calls it wide nonetheless on the offside.
The line does belong to the umpire. And our umpire is showing, yes. Straight, if you get too close to
the line and you will be widened for it. Vaneva hasn't really had a good start with the first 2 deliveries here in this over. One was very short, the second is a bit too wide. It's a good shot down the line.
Slapped back over the bowler's head for 4. A good effort from our fielders. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get there, and that brings up a 4, taking the score to 68 for 3. And
how good a shot was that, Sean? I mean, did you see how strongly that was hit actually down the ground? Those fielders were a bit too straight for me, like mid-off and long on and long off, actually straight down the pitch, but that still dissected them thoroughly.
That was slapped. Oh, and what a comeback. Some shaky calling here. Oh, a dive. Some good fielding, some good cricket. However, not the best throw, not the greatest calling. But you can see, get the 4, get off strike, play in 5s and 7s.
And continuously rotating strike. That's what we're talking about. As much as the Dolphins will be so unhappy about where they are maybe after 11 overs, but they will still take the opportunities to actually get through these runs here. The Titans will be very unhappy about their fielding efforts, given they dropped catches, but Dolphins really need to tighten up around that running between the wickets, because it really has been a bit shy of where it should be.
But that's all about the pressure. Dot ball, dot ball, dot ball, and you'll see that pressure shot, or calling a non-existent run.
Kind of forces you to be on the back foot a little bit. That's a good delivery there.
Oh,
Van Even has actually come back very nicely in this over, given that she started with that shortish delivery first up, and being wide at that second ball, following that up with a boundary that came down the wicket. She really has tightened her line.
And an outside edge, and that is 4 to Courtly Godin. A little bit of a reprieve there. 2 really good balls. Van der Hevel will be a little bit disappointed, but that was a very good ball.
I'd also be disappointed with that. I'm not sure if maybe you'd be disappointed with the fielding effort here behind the stumps, or maybe you're going to be disappointed with the fact that there was just a little bit not enough carry to get the wicket. But that was a really good delivery. Just an outside edge all the way for 4. And you never really plan for those as any fielding side.
No, not at all. That is the end of the 12th over. The score is 73 for 3. This partnership growing. Van der Hevel disappointed with that last one. Yes, didn't carry, but the Dolphins will take all the runs they can get.
Definitely. Another bowling change here as Mashishi has bowled out. Her spell completed of 4 overs, 1 wicket for 16 runs. Really was a good spell. She bowled tight lines. She kept it very tight. And she gave herself enough opportunity to get wickets in this game. She kept lobbing the ball up into spaces. She was offering the Titans opportunity to get wickets. good.
Yes. Right, we have a bowling change. Van der Hevel, oh, good length. Oh, it's just straight to the fielder. Obviously, just having a look. This will be the time where the Dolphins will want to rotate as much strike as possible. We have all four boundary riders on the fence, just wanting to minimize the runs.
Definitely, this is now the opportunity to try and rotate strike a lot more, because as you can see, the inner ring has much more spaces now, given that there are 4 fielders outside the ring at this point. Maswange is starting well in this over, with the first 2 deliveries being 2 dot balls. And I feel like still constantly that idea of having to change your line to bowling to left and right hand combination is always a bit different was difficult for the bowler, but you still need to stay into the contest of the game here.
Yes, and I think she is not giving her the option to get a single. She's trying to go to that cover boundary, but just keeps finding that extra cover fielder. Gowden will have to think out of the box, but it'll be interesting. Play
Really
straighter, play later. Oh, not the ball that was needed.
Really not the ball that you needed there, especially after bowling 3 dot deliveries in a row. You really wanted to keep that pressure on Gowden a little bit. Do not try and offer her any easy shot to get off strike. It's a bit too wide, but any bet on that and it's going to splice the keeper and the shortish, third man fielder, and goes to the boundary for 4. Shot.
And what
Really
a
good
shot that was.
Really good shot from Gowden. I'm not sure whether it was that last delivery that made her feel she has to just try and get a little bit more tighter, but that length, really not that good of a delivery, and deserved to be punished for 4.
Yes. Wide outside off, allowed her to free her arms and dissected the fielder's very tight angle. So very well placed.
There was a fielder there deep cover,
from
but there was no
Shangazi.
chance of that. Shot again.
Yes, Shangazi, yes, as you can see, dealing in 5s and 7s, right? 4, and straight away gets off strike. And this is what you want to see from your senior players in your side.
It's absolutely where you want to be. I mean, when they came in together, the score was 32 for 3. It kind of soaked up the pressure a little bit inside that power play. They went through the phases. Now it's looking more and more better, and it's more and more aggressive from the Dolphins. They're looking to score. It's a lot more intent behind scoring runs here at this point.
And with that shot, that brings the 50 partnership for Shangazi and Gowden, and that brings us to the end of the 13th over, 80 for 3. And what a comeback this has been. From 32 for 3 to 80 for 3. These two have shown how to batter the middle order, just stabilizing the ship and getting the Dolphins potentially to a total that will be very competitive.
That's exactly what you need from your midfield players. Like, at the end of the day, everybody coming into those openers actually depart early in the game, you need to be stable. You need to kind of graft it out a little bit. Need to mount up a defense against an attacking team that's coming against you, and you need to find a better position to score your shot, and that's exactly where the Dolphins are right now.
Gowden's back on strike. Ooh,
too high,
and going down leg, angled in. I like Van den Heuvel coming from around the wicket, cramping up the left-hander.
Definitely, it does a good line to always come back into the batsman, but I also like how she's also showing intent of getting through her overs quickly.
Yeah. You want to go as fast as possible, especially in T20 cricket.
Shot.
Strays down the leg side and clipped off her pads, and an easy fall. That's not what Van den Heuvel would have wanted.
Too straight on that occasion.
Yeah. Just going with the angle, just using the pace really.
The previous ball was a lot better because she was just outside the line of off stump, coming back into the batsman. So that was hitting her inside and straight towards that off stump region. But on that occasion, she started on the middle stump line, and then it just drifted on towards the leg stump, and it was an easy put away for Gowden for 4 down the leg side. And you don't even have a fine leg, so yes, it's definitely a good shot to play on that delivery.
And he will come back. Oh, and it is a wide ball down the leg side. Obviously, you can see the plan is trying to cramp her up for room. However, I do think, or what we can see with the field sets, you've got a square leg, deep mid wicket, long on. Those are the only fielders on the leg side. You would want, if the plan is to cramp the batter, Gowden, you need to have somebody on that fine leg boundary.
Definitely, because with that idea, it actually just shows up that you really want to bowl straight, and bowling straight can have those occasions where you can just drift down leg side a little bit. It's going down leg side, really not given. I also thought there was really not much going for that delivery there.
Well, I like the plan, bowling wicket to wicket, force Gowden to play as straight as possible. She is expansive, she wants to free her arms, and I like the plan that Van den Heuvel has here.
Yes.
A slower ball, but full toss.
It really is a solid idea against the likes of Gowden, because we know how good she is at balls that are outside that off-stump region. She scored a couple of her boundaries this morning through the offside, and we know how strong she is on that occasion, but keeping that tight line into her body just makes it a bit more challenging for her to score.
She has hit fielders, and a relatively quiet over from Van den Heuvel, sorry. And that brings us to the end of the 14th over with the score at 85 for 3.
Really good comeback in that over there from Hayden. It really shows that, you can actually stick to a line and try to graft out a little bit. Just try to bowl that same channel that you execute well, and you'll hit the fielders more times than not. But on those 2 occasions where she actually did go to the boundary, she was a bit too straight and falling down towards the leg side, and it was an easy put away there for Gowden.
Maswangane back into the attack. Ball's very straight, going down leg, and it's just been worked around the corner to the fine leg boundary. It's been chased down and well run. Well run. 3 runs to the batters. That is what you call wanting. Intent, very
Solid
powerful
intent.
running. This is what is needed. That brings their partnership up to 58. These two, they need to break. The Titans need this partnership to break.
And guess what, Jana? Because of that intensive running, because of that intent in that running, you have now changed the field again. In the situation of bowling to a left-hand, right-hand combination, you forever need to look at that line, because whenever one gets off strike, you need to change your line again as a bowler. And there it is again. Shangase back on strike as Gowden takes that single, changes the field again.
This is what you want. Accumulate. That is what the batters will be saying to themselves in this middle period, or as we get to the end of the middle period. And they just clipped over mid-wicket, long on, just doing the cleaning up on the boundary. Easy single, and that... 4 runs to the over already?
Yeah.
5 runs to the over already.
Since that last over, Shagaza just looks comfortable in taking the singles and rotating strike and letting Gowden attack the bowlers here. It's a good shot.
And it's in the air. And a good effort at long on. But the reprieve for Gowden. This is the second drop, or second time she's been dropped in this innings. Her first drop came at 17. She is now on 29 with that. The Titans will be they will not be happy with this fielding.
4th drop catch in this game this morning. I don't know if anything, you really don't want to be dropping your opportunities like that, because it kind of does change the game for you. Because right now, Gowden is looking good and looking well set on that 29. Initially, I thought that was a really good shot when it actually came through the bat.
Unfortunately, he just found the fielder, didn't follow through, didn't go through the shot as much as she would want to, which may have saved her a little bit. Through
Into
the gap,
covers.
into the covers, between the 2 fielders. Annika Bosch doing some good work. Shangaze
Good
running hard. Great calling, great running. Gowden a little bit slow there, but great running at the end. That brings us to the end of the 15th over. The score at 94 for 3. With the partnership at 64, Shangaze on 38, Gowden on 31, and that brings Jenna back onto comms.
Hey Sean, it's good to be on with you again.
Jenna, it's been way too long. I'm so glad to be back. And we have a bowling change. Oh no, it's Van den Heuvel. Well, it's Kaylee Tapp, who's back into the attack in the back end of this innings. Great experience there.
Yeah, lots of experience. She's been playing senior provincial cricket for a very long time. However, she struggled a little bit today. Her 2 overs earlier on going for 16. She's going to go over the wicket to the right-hander, and I wonder whether she will go around the wicket to the left-hander, to Courtney Gandon, because she did struggle with her line to the left-hander in her first spell. She's going to Shangase now. First ball of the 16th over, and she goes straight, and it's played into the leg side. They go through for 1. There's an overthrow, but Shangase seems to have pulled a bit of a hammy by the looks of things, and she's fallen down to the ground.
Oh, Shangase, I think she got hit by that ball. Oh, but it's good to see her getting up. That would be a very good sign for the Dolphins. They need their senior player. They need her to bat on. She's now on 39. A great partnership, a great comeback. Had to graft in the beginning, coming in a lot earlier than she's used to. So she will be key for this Dolphins innings.
Yeah, definitely staying over the wicket to the left-hander. Gandon goes hard down the ground, but picked up by Pryor at long on just for the 1.
I like this plan that the Titans have, constantly bowling wicket to wicket, not giving the batters any room, and where they do want to hit the ball, they have to be very careful. You do have very good fielders on the boundary that are willing to run and put in the hard yards.
Oh, bounces through, gets some good bounce there, does Kaylee Tapp.
Shangase dancing down, misses it, but well adjusted from Kaylee Tapp. That is the experience you want at the back end of this innings, and this is death bowling. You can see Kaylee Tapp showing how it's done, really.
Yeah, lots of experience behind the ball, and she'll be watching. She goes fuller, almost at that Yorker length, but it's played out into the leg side. Masabata class at cow corner, picking that one up for 1.
The Dolphins will want to take on Kaylee Tapp. Kaylee Tapp is bowling well. However, the Dolphins, this is the time for them to take them on. They have wickets in hand, 7 wickets in hand. They almost have nothing to lose.
Yeah, definitely nothing to lose. With the 4 fielders, Kaylee Tapp, 4 fielders on the boundary, she's bowling to her field. Maybe not on that occasion, commentators curse, I guess, as it's played out. Placed really well past point. Courtney Gandon gets another 4 to her name as that goes for 4 over the rope to the point boundary.
That is very well placed. That was a touch. That is what you call touch. Gandon has been slapping the ball, showing us her power, but they're showing the skill she has, her touch game, and utilizing it perfectly, making the captain and Kaylee Tapp think about what is the next move. How will they keep her quiet? As Kaylee Tapp comes in, the final ball of her over, it's wide outside off, into the gap. Cover fielder has a lot of work to do, gets there, great pickup on the boundary, and the Dolphins will get 2, and that brings the end to the 16th over, and the 100 is up for the Dolphins at 103 for 3 after 16.
Yeah, there's going to be a bowling change here. Robin Searle coming to the attack. She bowls a little bit of leg spin. She's definitely a part-time bowler. I wouldn't call her a frontline spinner, but with Gandhi Jafta out with a hamstring injury, who's the other off-spinner for the Titans, and Risha Kutsia, the leg spinner who usually plays in this team, also out due to concussion that she got against the Lions a couple of weeks ago. And Robin Searle will have to turn the arm here. Just 4 overs to go. She might have 1 or 2 in her. But this can definitely go one of 2 ways. She got a breakthrough against the Lions when she bowled in the 50 over. She broke the partnership of Nonkululeko Tabete and Jenna Evans in the 50 over game. And she'll be looking to break a partnership here again.
And tosses it up high. Pulled to the square leg boundary, but fielded by on that boundary. Yeah, only get 1. Not the best start, but it's only 1 run. Could have been a whole lot more.
It could have been worse. She definitely bowled to her field there. And it was a full toss, but not called a no ball. It did look a little bit high. But she'll go again, this time finding the pitch, and it's a dot ball out into the offside.
Gowden being very circumspect, just watching, seeing what's going to happen. Not too much pace on the ball for her to work with.
No,
Comes
definitely not.
down the track and slapped down to the long on boundary. Gowden showing that power at this end, that the back end of the game is needed, and what she can do.
Yeah, the Titans rushing through a little bit. I do believe that they are a little bit behind on the over rate. So Robinson is rushing through here, but at the expense of quality. A catch at mid-on. Masabata class under the ball there. And that was a good, really great wicket, much needed. And that'll see the end of Courtney Gowden. Really well played by her, as she scored 42, just 8 runs short of that half century. But Robinson breaking the partnership once again.
Robinson proving to be a true all-rounder. You see her with the gloves, you see her with the bat. Now we're seeing what she can do with the ball. This is what you call, I would say, that true all-rounder. Whatever is needed, she's here, a partnership breaker, and this is what you want in your part-time bowler. Something different, something that the batters haven't seen, and she has done the job. Yes, the boundary happened. However, as a spinner, she won't be too upset with that. Yeah. She broke the partnership, and that's what you need. And at a pivotal time in the 17th over, now the big focus for the Dolphins will be get Shangaze on strike.
Yeah, definitely that will be how they would want to go about it, with Kiara Fisher into the crease. The catch was in fact taken by Josephine Maswengane, not Masabata class. And the left-hander is out, so no more field changes for the Titans. Robinson is itching to get going, but Fisher's taking her time to get her mark correct from the umpire.
This is a very interesting field set. Robin obviously will want to keep the wickets intact, right? And that was a very unexpected delivery, very unexpected. Yeah. Robin won't be too happy after taking the wicket and bowling that one, a little bit of a gimme.
I think the batter just pulled away from that one, so it was called a dead ball. But this one pulled out to square leg, and Elizabeth marks on the ball there, gets it in. Just one from it. One ball left in this 17th over. Shangase on strike.
Ooh, Robin wanting to rush the batter. Get under his skin a little bit. It's a full ball. Ooh, and the sweep, and the umpire judges it not out. That it essentially was a good over for the Titans. Yes, a few runs, but that big partnership between Courtney Gowden and Nondumiso Shangaze has been broken. It's what the Titans needed. But this will be key. Get Shangaze on strike for the last few overs. It's the end of the 17th over. The score is 109 for 4.
Yeah, Masabata class back into the attack. It's her last over that of her allotted 4. And she'll come from the West Lane end, where she has been successful so far today. And just one to her name is Masabata class. None to her name. Actually, there was a run out in her first over, the second of the game. So 3 overs going for 13 runs. Field set is third man, square leg, cow corner, and long on. Everyone else up in the ring. She needs to go through her over quite quickly, as they are behind on over rate. She goes into the pads of Fisher, but it goes out to a vacant fine leg region. They go through for a leg bye.
The Titans will not be upset with that. Shangaze keeping the stumps in play, making sure they can't get under her. This is what the Titans need, especially at the back end. She has to bowl a lot fuller, can't give them anything to work with. And that tight line, this will be key. This is an over that they will want to attack, but this will be key.
Yeah, field change here as mid-wicket goes out, but it's hit hard to that deep mid-wicket region and bisects the field at cow corner and square leg, and the ball goes out onto the grass embankment.
Not the length that Masabata class wanted, and easily put away by Shangaze. That brings her up to 45. She'll be looking to get that half century. And if anything, she deserves it. She has come in, grafted, stabilized the innings, built and accumulated in that middle period, and just been that anchor that everybody can bat around. So this is the time where she can play expansive shots, get the run rate up, get the score a lot higher, and get the Dolphins to a fighting target.
She goes across the line again out to that mid-wicket, but this time beating the cow corner to the left. And that'll be another 4 to her name. She's just 1 away from her half century. This is a brilliant batting performance here by Shangaze.
Showing her experience. Just to the right of deep mid-wicket, now to the left of deep mid-wicket, between deep mid-wicket and long on. Forcing Masabata Class now has to adjust, has to look in her toolbox and see what she can do to keep Shangaze quiet.
Well, she goes with a slower ball and it's played out with soft hands into the leg side. They'll go through for a single. Mapangula comes from the square leg boundary to retrieve that ball.
And that brings up Shangaze's half century. And what an innings it has been for her. She has come in with the score at, I would say, in the power play, 30 for 3. And after 43 balls, she is on 50. And what an innings she has had with hitting eight boundaries. Shangaze will be extremely happy with this performance.
Her total goes up to 120 as Masabata Class just strays down the leg side and it's given as a wide.
Masabata Class here being put under pressure. Not the best performance in this match, but still coming in hard to get what's needed.
Fisher goes hard and it goes high but falls safely in front of Long On. Long On is out on the boundary, so it does fall into no man's land, but it puts Shangaze on strike for the last ball of the 18th over.
Now the key will be keep Shangaze on the non-striker's end on this ball as Masabata Class comes in for the last ball of this over and just knocks it down to deep square leg. Shangaze is back on strike, and that brings us to the end of the 18th over. The score at 122 for 4.
Yeah, really economical, well, not economical, but clinical from Shangaze. She's taken her opportunities where she can, and really taken advantage of the bad balls, but played the good balls, taken singles, rotated the strike well.
Yes, this is exactly what the Titans. I would say the Dolphins want, and not at all what the Titans would want. Robin Searle is still in the attack. This is a very, very good, I would say, brave move. You know, high risk, high reward.
Yeah, it's played out to Long On. They'll get a single as it's picked up by Kaylee Tap on the Long On boundary.
And just what they need, they want Shangaze off strike, and that's what Robin Searle has done. She has ensured that Kiara Fisher is on strike and just singles. The Titans will be very happy. No boundaries, just easy singles, keeping the batters very quiet.
Yeah, and even though Shangaze wants to be on strike for the majority of these deliveries, Kiara Fisher is definitely capable. In the T20 against Western Province, she scored 18 or 15. Shangaze goes hard and it's up in the air. Annika Bosch tries to get there, but it's just too far in front of her. She picks it up. They get another single.
Shangaze wanting to generate pace, and I would say very lucky to not get more on that, especially going to Annika Bosch, one of the best fielders in this competition. And Fisher pulls that one over mid-wicket, and it goes to the boundary. Robin Searle will not be happy with that one, but that is a very good shot, especially at this stage in the game. And this is what you can expect. The Dolphins want boundaries, and this is turning into a good over for them.
Yeah, just over the head of Mashishi at mid-wicket and bisecting the two fielders on the boundary at cow corner and Long On. Very well placed shot. 2 balls left in the over. Fisher on strike. She uses her feet but gets the inside half of the bat, and it goes out to deep square leg. They only take the single, and Shangazi will be on strike for the last ball of this 19th over.
No, if anything, I think Shangazi will look to play this one straight into the leg side just to get back on strike for the last over of the match.
And she does just that as she plays it out to long on for the one. She'll be on strike. Interesting to see who will be bowling the final over. Looks like Elizabeth Marks.
She has been one of the top performers for the Titans ladies, and she has, with the bat, with the ball, she is a prospect, a bright future ahead of Elizabeth Marks. She's coming in, and we will see the competition, right? It will be a good contest for both of them. Shangazi very set, very comfortable at the crease, looking to get at least 140, and Liz Marie Marks will want to keep her very quiet, and a better outcome would be to take that wicket. And the field set is looking like she will bowl very straight, wicket to Shangazi. She comes in, it's down the leg side to the 45, the shy at the stumps, misses. I think she was going to be safe anyway, and just running through this over. Right, wanting to put the batters under pressure, make sure they don't have too much time to think.
Yeah, thinking time is definitely needs to be reduced here. She goes hard into the wicket. This one goes out into the leg side. Catherine Pryor at long on, covering quite a lot of ground there as she gets the ball in. Elizabeth Marks really blitzing through her over as she runs back to her mark.
This is a really good plan, and so far a good over from Elizabeth Marks. To the fielder, to, like I said, just singles. This is what you need. At this stage in the game, you don't mind. You will not mind. Six singles, nobody will mind. The boundary is something that the Dolphins desperately need, wanting to take that score closer to 140.
Yeah, definitely. She goes hard with the cross bats, and lots of work needed to be done, but if she gets 4 from it, as she gets it past Catherine Pryor at long on, she puts in the dive, but is unable to get it on that occasion. And that's the boundary that you were talking about, Sean.
Yes, Fisher showing, right, there's nothing to lose. This is the last over. They need as many runs as possible, and it has come through, showing her power, because that was more power than anything else.
And with the pace on the ball from Elizabeth Marks, she just has to get bat on it. She goes again, but this time straight to Masabata class at cow corner, and they just go through for a single. 1 ball left for the innings, and Elizabeth Marks just jogging back to her mark. She'll be looking to bowl it as soon as she can.
Shangazi on strike for the last ball of this innings. She has had a great game. A swing, it's a miss, but they managed to steal that single. Oh, an inside edge. Sorry, my mistake. It's an inside edge, and that brings us to the end of 20 overs with the Dolphins at 140 for 4 in their allotted 20 overs.
Yeah, that was really good awareness in the end by Kiara Fisher. She knew that they had to get as many runs as possible. That last ball, they would have hoped would go for more than 1, but just because of that half shot kind of that fell a couple of meters away from the stumps, they were able to get through for the single. And yeah, as you said, Sean, that's the end of the 20th over. The innings is up, and the Titans will need 141 to win. Catch us in a couple minutes as we will bring you the second innings of the CSA T20 Cup Fidelity Titans vs Hollywoodbets Dolphins.
And we're back with the second innings. The Titans are chasing 141 runs to win. Opening the batting, we've got Robin Searle and Annika Bosch. Robin Searle is on strike, and bowling to them is Nonkululeko Mlaba. Right, she has the first over of the game, and Robin Searle has got off the mark and kicked off the Titans' innings with a flick off her legs to deep mid-wicket for the single. I'm Sean Mayers, and I'm joined by Odo.
Thanks again, Shauna. We're back in, guys. We're back in, and this game is looking to be a really good one this morning, with the Titans needing just 141 for victory here, with Nonkululeko Mlaba KZN Sports Awards for Sportswomen of the Year. She's had an incredible season.
Yes, and ranked 2 in the world rankings for the bowlers. Nonkululeko has been climbing the rankings. She is experienced. She is here and leading this Dolphins bowling attack. Right, and that is another single. Both batters are now off the mark, kicking off this innings.
It's always good to have spin early in a T20 game. I said the same to Jenna this morning when the Titans introduced their spinning option. Nonkululeko Mlaba starting well here. 4 balls into this over. Titans sitting on 2. And she's just looking to attack that line. That's a good delivery. That's given! On-field go out. It's really hitting dead middle of the stump there. That's a great ball from Nonkululeko Mlaba. Dolphins draw first blood in the second innings.
Just skids on Robin Searle on the back foot, misses the ball, and Nonkululeko Mlaba showing her prowess on this field. And this is going to be an interesting chase. Really
will be an interesting chase. Seal goes early there. She tried to play across the line to a pretty straight delivery. I mean, it's as if you're getting the notion of not reading well off the pitch there, but we are now into the game. First wicket down for the Titans. Dolphins strike early in their opening over, as the Titans did in their opening over. As 5 balls gone into this first over in the second innings, Titans are 2 for 1.
The dream start for the Dolphins, and that brings in Teboho Macheke in at number 3, in a lot earlier than she would have expected, given the form that Robin Searle has been in. And they are attacking.
Robin Searle really has been in fine form, but we can always talk about how it is to be a number 3 batsman. You know, you're just one delivery away from being out there and facing that harsh reality of having to bat the innings yourself.
Yes, I understand that all too well. That is the end of the first over, and what a first over it's been. The total that the Titans are on is 2 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Annika Bosch and Macheke are in the middle.
That's the kind of start you'd want from a world number 2. That's the start that you'd want from the leader of your bowling attack. The Dolphins are in this game already. Having had that first wicket, they would feel a lot more confident now about defending 140 runs.
But you know, there still is a lot of experience in this Titans setup. You have Annika Bosch on strike, and bowling coming in to bowl in the second over is Banetti. That she is also a rising star. Lots of potential, has shown that she can do the job. She can come in and get the wickets in crucial areas, and what we'll need is a complementary start to Mlaba's over.
Definitely. She would need to absolutely try her best to mirror what Mlaba did in that opening over. And as situations are right now, the Dolphins, that was actually really good fielding.
Right, that was a really good shot from Annika Bosch to the extra cover boundary. The throw was great fielding. Macheke a little bit slow off the mark, a little bit close there, but the throw a little bit awry, and she manages to get in for the single.
I think considering the ball was kind of hit that hard all the way straight to cover, it might not really have been a single in that. It was a bit of a tight run, to be honest, but they get through safely. Nonetheless, a little bit risk taken there for that one. The throw was good. Stumps drawn down by the wicketkeeper, but given out on field, as was a comfortable single.
Vanetti's coming in.
Ooh.
Right, a good length outside the off stump, will want to bowl a little bit tighter, but she's looking for that outside edge, forcing Macheke to play at it. Macheke will be a little bit disappointed because she could have got that away, but that length isn't as easy, especially at the pace and with the pace and the bounce that Banetti
Shana, you
does
spoke
get.
about the potential that Banetti has, and with that pace right now and how she's angling the ball into the batsman, it's looking really good. That's a good shot.
Fuller ball outside the off stump. Macheke frees her arms, and that ball is over the extra cover boundary, and she manages to get that first boundary of the Titans' innings. That brings the score to 7 runs. Macheke will breathe a sigh of relief, and what a way to get off the mark.
It just looks like the outfield is getting more and more quick out there. I'm not really sure if it's really the same place where they were playing that first innings. That ball just went away too quickly, just over the heads of the people there fielding at the cover region, and all the way for 4. Good shot again.
Another one, and just using the pace, leaning into it, just pure timing through that point boundary.
That's absolutely a good shot from Macheke. Solid start so far from her. She's looking to get her innings underway. In early, as you said, in that first over, with Nonkululeko Mlawa bowling well to get that first wicket for the Dolphins. But Macheke now seizing the opportunity, 2 boundaries back to back to get her innings underway.
This is what Macheke would want. This is what the Titans will want, especially in the power play, and making a really good field change, bringing in fine leg, putting out the cover fielder. This is what you need, especially with the line that Banetti is bowling. Oh, this one is straighter. Well played. Looking to get the single, but no single there. Good call from Annika Bosch, sending Macheke back early. That will be key. That will be key. That could be the difference between the Dolphins power play and the Titans power play.
It really is. It always comes down to that indecision for those quick singles. And Bosch was very much in her right to send Macheke back there. There was absolutely no one there. Oh.
Macheke showing that she wants to free her arms. She wants to play through the offside. Banetti will have to adjust, bowl a lot straighter. But that brings the end to the second over. And the score is 12 for 1.
Banetti will really need to tighten that line just a little bit. I mean, yeah, the length has been fine this over, but she has been a bit too wide outside that off stump. And Macheke looks very strong in that region as she throws her arms at everything that's just slightly wide. And she does punish it to the fence for 4. It really was the reason that field change was actually introduced into that second over to begin with. But now Banetti, if she does come back for a second over, she need to be a lot tighter on that line again.
Oh, I like that the Dolphins are keeping Mlaba on during the second over, put pressure on the batters early. Most opening batters are so used to pace on the ball that this will force them to move their feet a lot more, challenge them a lot more. And Mlaba back on the attack.
Ooh.
A good length, but a little bit high, angling in, probably missing. Mlaba already asking questions.
Spin with the new ball, always tricky. Because it kind of does force you to play differently than what you would, because pace on the ball has always been essentially easier to get away.
She comes in
and
shot. That is swept, and what
That's
a
6.
Shot. That is the first six of this match.
Definitely the first 6 of this match. And what a shot it is from Macheke. She's going into her work very quickly here.
This is what you want to see in a power play. The spinner is on. Force her, make the change, or go off, protect her, and let her bowl in that middle period.
Definitely.
Macheke utilizing, making full use of this power play.
It's actually going well so far for the Titans. It's a flying start. We are about halfway through into the third over. The score is sitting on 18 for 1. They're taking the attack to Mlaba here. Macheke is not going to sit back and allow her to settle and let her bowl to her.
There you go. She pulls her length back to adjust for the sweep, and Macheke just guiding it to the fine leg boundary, and Mlaba will be very upset with that. That is 10 runs within her first 3 balls. She will not be happy with this.
She'll definitely be upset with that. And Shauna, you did say that. You said Macheke's aggressive nature is kind of forcing the bowler to make changes here. And after that full delivery went for 6, the change to the shorter ball in this over really didn't work well for Mlaba, as that was actually punished as well to boundary for 4.
Fuller delivery, and there you go. That is the single. Macheke is rotating the strike. This is what you want from your top order. This is how you want them to take advantage of the power play.
11 runs and 4 deliveries.
Yeah.
Always a good start in an over, especially against Mlava. Shot.
And what a shot. Full straight and beautifully driven down the ground. Vanetti needing to do some work, getting the ball in quickly. Ooh, they won't be too happy with the calling. Annika Bosch not happy there. Just saying, hey, just call early.
It also comes back to the element of always watching the ball as you're running through. I mean, it's much more simpler if you can trust your partner on the other end. Oh, this is a chance. And it falls safely.
Top edge into no man's land. The bowler long on and square leg all converging, and it lands neatly.
Goodness
safely
me.
between
Somebody
the three of
needed to
them.
get to that.
This over had everything, and what a start. That is the end of the third over. The score is 25-1. The Titans racing through this power play with 25-1. They will be happy so far, and possibly or should be forcing a change from the Dolphins in terms of spin and power play.
That's definitely it. And looking at the comparisons here, at this rate, the Dolphins were sitting on about 18 for 2 in that regard. Oh no, sorry, they just lost that 1 wicket in that first over as well. But right now, the Titans racing along at 25-1 after 3. They're looking really good for this chase. They're looking really set up well for this chase. Macheke is taking the attack to these bowlers. Banetti now is under pressure. Given that start to that first over, she really needs to tighten that line in the second over. Try and actually make the batsmen play where she wants them to play, instead of giving a little bit of a freebie outside that line of off stump.
We have a bowling change with Zinhle Mali coming in. Much straighter, much fuller, and straight to extra cover. Very aware. The fielding with the Dolphins side so far has been a lot better than the Titans. This is what they need. The fielding will keep them in the game, especially in this power play. Minimize the singles. Minimize that ball going past you. Put your body on the line. That is probably what they've been telling each other throughout as they prepare to go into this innings.
Definitely. And the one thing they really would not want to mirror as what the Titans did was to drop catches early in this innings. So run out opportunity. Oh, goodness me. That was a bit of a tight call.
A tight call, but Annika Bosch making it look simple, showing her experience for one, and also just her fitness. She's so quick between the wickets, and it'll be key. She hasn't had to do too much, just rotate the strike and let Macheke
do her work on the other end. And at that point, Shana, it was a good call. It was a good early call for that single. And Bosch just went through trusting in her partner. No indecisions there, and therefore there's not real much of a chance to get run out, because you just run through that very quickly.
Yes, Macheke is on 21 for 12 with Bosch on 3 of 3. That one is wide. Zinhle Mali getting away with that.
I also think she really did just get away with that one. But hey, you said it first, and that person is the line does belong to the Empire there.
Yes, getting away with it. I think Annika Bosch missed out.
I also think so. It was a bit of a full length delivery on the wide side. It really does offer the opportunity to score.
Mali coming in.
2 straight.
And it's full, and Annika Bosch just chipping it over the bowler. Macheke, great running, great calling from her to get the second run in, get Annika Bosch on strike to manage that straighter ball, because Zinhle Mali is attacking the stumps, and we do know we have seen Macheke is very, very strong outside the off stump.
And you really do want that from a bowler. You want your bowlers to be attacking the stumps in the power play. You want them to give themselves enough opportunity to actually get wickets. You want to bring all modes of dismissal. That's untidy fielding there from the Dolphins. We talked about how the Titans were sloppy with their catching. So far, the groundwork from the Dolphins has not been great. Well, I mean, it was well hit to straight to cover, but that should have been stopped. Wasn't stopped there. Fumbled across, and then it went all the way to mid-off. But that should also been cleaned up there. It wasn't cleaned up, and then the Titans get through for a quick single.
Not what they would have wanted. And this is cricket. Stranger things have happened. very straight. I like the line and the plan that Zinhle Mali has, just keeping this a very quiet over. And that is the end of the 4th over, and the score is 30-1.
I like how Zinhle Mali is actually bowling to her field here. She's not really doing too much that is going to be deviating from the plan. She's sticking to it. She's bowling those straight lines. And each time the ball is actually hit, it's finding the player. And it's finding the fielders with relative ease.
Yes, this is what you want from your opening bowlers, a much better start. Zinhle Mali just trying to curb what was a big over with Mlaba. And now we see another bowling change with Shangaze coming in. She's replacing Mlaba.
Oh, with that over from Mlaba, it kind of went the distance there a little bit. She's probably also feeling the pressure inside the power play with no protection outside of the ring. Looking at the field change now, there's 2 players outside to the leg side, one at deep square and one at deep mid wicket. It's still persisting with the spin options here, the Dolphins. Shangase to take her first over, and Macheke, we want to see if she's going to still show that intent to attack the spinners in this game.
She will want to. This is where you now know the pitch, and they're
Short.
short, wide, and cutaway between cover and point, and Macheke can do no wrong in this power play so
She
far.
really can't. She's really putting the sword to the Dolphins bowlers here. I mean, that's not the start that you'd want after making a bowling change. You really want to stick to your tighter lines. And that's a bit short, a bit wide, and it's essentially easy to just cut away to the fence for 4. It's a great shot from Macheke, and she's having a really, really solid start to this innings. 27 runs from 15 deliveries. Wow, she's looking really good out there. She's giving the Titans a really strong start in this power play.
Yes, this is what they want. Shangazi again. It's
Shot
short,
again.
wide. Great fielding in the cover. Both batters on the same end. And
Oh my goodness!
but there is everything happening out there. 3 opportunities missed. Annika Bosch ran to the striker's end and back.
Wow!
This is not what the Dolphins would have wanted, not what the Titans would have wanted. And very lucky. The Titans are very lucky to get away with this one.
One word for it, Shana. Untidy. That is very untidy cricket from the Dolphins. At some point, both batsmen were at the striker's end watching the fielders fumble the ball, throwing it around, missing the stumps. It's haywire. I mean, you have your bowler standing up there. Just lob it to her. And then she takes this bail off. And then, that's a really good shot now. It's adding more. It's insult to injury. After I would have hung on an opportunity to get a run out, to get an early wicket again in this power play, you then concede 3 runs following that delivery. I mean, that doesn't do well for your team as a whole. It's really not a situation where you want to be in.
Yes.
The Dolphins really need to tidy up here. Otherwise, this is going to slip away very quickly from them.
It's not what they wanted. However, they have to put that in the back of their minds, especially if they want to put pressure on the Titans batters. Annika Bosch getting away with this. She is the experienced batter, but Macheke is the attacking batter. She just must work together. Oh, some turn on offer with Shangazi bowling.
It's interesting too, because there wasn't any turn in that first innings. And right now you can see that Shangas is trying to get something from the wicket here. And she really is bowling well, but there should have been a wicket in this over already. Good
Should
stuff.
have
What a
been.
shot. What a shot.
Annika Bosch is showing what she can do. Right, she has power, and there she has muscle that over long on with ease. Great shape, and it is another 6.
If there's any young lady watching, that is how you power a 6 over the long on region. That is a great shot from Annika Bosch. Really good shot. And that's her first boundary in this innings.
She hasn't had to do much. She has been, I would say,
A
just
spectator.
but also just a supporting role. She's there. Just she doesn't have to do much, playing her role the best way she can. Just let Macheke go about her business.
It's always really a good balance too to have players like that who can actually mirror and feed off each other in an innings where you build an innings together. You can have one attacking set batsman and you can have another batsman who just tries to return. What a shot down the ground. That's a brilliant shot down the ground again from Annika Bosch. Wow, what an on drive that was. There's too much pressure now on the Dolphins. 5 overs completed in this power play. The Titans are 47 for 1. It's a fiery start out there.
Yes, these two really taking full advantage of the power play. That brings 47 for 1, their partnership at 45. This is what you want. And with the Dolphins at the same stage with 30 for 3, the Titans at 47 for 1. So the Titans are, I would say, dominating this portion of the game.
It's early wickets. That's what early wickets actually does to it. It kind of cripples an innings. Early wickets in a power play, it does cripple the innings. And teams don't really get the chance to get out of the blocks quickly because you lose early wickets and then the pressure is adversely on you. Now the Dolphins will look to try and simmer up the options that are happening here. It's not a great over from Shangase. 17 off it in the end. Titans scoring 47 in their first 5. They are really in a strong position in this power play. Fun over in the power play, going back to Zinhle Mali. We just want to see her stick to that line again. She's really been the best bowler out of every bowler that has been introduced by the Dolphins so far in this power play. 5 runs off that first over. They just need to tidy things up here. They need to tighten things up here real quick. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves really slipping out of this game very quickly.
Yes, I would say Shangazi was a little bit unlucky for the Titans not to get a run out in that game. But that is pressure. That is pressure. That is a result of it. They do know Macheke has been putting them under, and it could have been a key wicket with Annika Bosch. She is a very experienced campaigner and will be key to keeping this innings together. Zinhle Mali coming in. It is wide down the leg side, and it just clipped past backward square leg for 4. Zinhle Mali will not be happy, and in my opinion, for her plan of bowling wicket to wicket, fine leg is a necessity.
Always.
However, with these two batters, you kind of want to minimize the damage, right? So still in the power play, 3 fielders out, one of them will have to come in or it will be a no ball. And I do hope that the Dolphins see this. They've got a fielder at long on and the cover sweeper boundary, and fine leg is coming in. They move that fielder from the covers into 45.
Yeah, and as you mentioned it, China, there, you really do need the necessity of having a fine leg when you're bowling wicket to wicket. But essentially, under the power play precautionary rules here, you need only 2 fielders outside. And having to defend the sweeper boundary on the offside. That's 50 up for the Titans. Very early in this game. 5.2 overs. The partnership between these two is now 50. And the Titans are sitting on 52 for 1 after 5.2 overs in this power play. It's a great start so far.
Yes, and what a run rate at just under 10. And great calling, great running, great cricket from these two. If they're not getting the boundary, they are getting the singles. And for people working out there, this is what you want to see. Batters, especially in the top order, work in, as it said, 5s and 7s. You get a boundary, get off strike. If you can get another one, that is just the cherry on top. And Zinhle Mali back in the attack. Much better line, much better length. This is what she would want.
Yes,
especially after that first delivery. This is what you want, just 2 singles, but the pressure is on her.
Yes, definitely. And going to that stump to stump line, you just need to kind of shape the ball where you want it to be, in and about that off stump, middle stump area, and not be too straight to the leg side, because it might be easier to just clip that away for 4 down the leg side.
The Titans will not be upset with this at all. Just getting a boundary off the first ball for all batters out there just releases the pressure, right? You know you don't have to work too hard for the rest of the over. And this is the last over of the power play. And they have navigated this well. Zinhle Mali, under a little bit of pressure, but in my opinion, has bowled really, really well during this over.
Oh, good
wide. And unfortunately, Annika Bosch will believe and knows she missed out. That is the end of the 6th over and the end of the power play, with the Titans at 54 for 1. And what a partnership and what a power play this has been.
What a start. What a brilliant start from the Titans. And we always talk about how key the power play is in T20 cricket. When you're chasing smaller totals like 130, 140 all the time, a really, really good power play really puts you in the driving seat of the game. Now all of a sudden we're looking at a situation where the Titans are 54 for 1, needing just 84 more runs to win, 87 more runs, to win from the last 84 deliveries to come in this innings. They are in a power position. Bowling change again as Mlaba steps in to take her third over, as more protection is now deemed necessary outside of the power play precautionary rules. She has 3 fielders outside on the leg side. She has 1 at deep square, who's going a bit more to backward point region, actually backwards of square, sorry. You have 1 fielder at deep mid wicket and a very, very square fielder at long on.
Yes, and a direct hit, but Annika Bosch gets in there easily, making her job look very easy. Very, very easy. I can tell you, sometimes out there it is hot. It is a beautiful day here at Supersport Park, as you can see, and this outfield is getting quicker and quicker, as it is known here in the Highveld. So please, if you are around, come down to Supersport Park.
Bosch and Macheke are showing us the key importance of knowing when to rotate strike, knowing where your options for singles are, and then knowing how to play the aggressive type of cricket that you want. Single here and there kind of does change the over, and then following that up with an odd boundary. That's a great shot.
And just over Shangaze's head on the boundary. Annika Bosch must have had a heart in her throat, but how simple was that? Just got into position, stand and deliver that slog sweep over.
Beautiful shot. Heart and mouth moments though, just a little bit there, but it was enough to actually just carry the ball over the top. And we know in the Highveld that the ball just continues to fly here.
And as they say, when you're here, and this is for everybody listening, it's all about timing.
It really is.
She just timed that. Yes, Annika Bosch is a power player, but that was just pure timing. Mlaba continues. 2 dot balls, and there is no pressure. This is a good over for the Titans, and Mlaba coming back well after that 6.
And like we said, Shana, rotating strike in the over. Oh, great shot. That just is a beautiful cover drive. Splices the fielders very perfectly. Had no chance at mid-off there. And that goes all the way for 4. Great shot from Annika Bosch. She's now picking up her pace in this innings. She's scoring 27. She's trying to catch up to Macheke there. But what you said earlier about having a timing player and then you have a power player, it works well together when you're running well in between wickets, when you're rotating strike well, and when you know when your opportunities to score will come. End of the 7th over, the Titans are 65 for 1. Wow, this is growing into a really, really good partnership for the Fidelity Titans here. The Dolphins are really under pressure at this moment.
Yes, it is. They are under pressure, but Zinhle Mali, a little bit of a surprise to keep her on, given how well she has been bowling. She has been the most economical of the Hollywoodbets Titans. So, it is. I would have thought a bowling change gets somebody a little bit slower, who will keep both batters in their crease, but also just change of pace, spread the field, stop the flow of runs.
You really need to stop the flow of runs. But Shauna, given that the Dolphins have 3 spin options, I really think, considering how their 2 spin options right now have gone so far, with the amount of runs, that's untidy fielding again. We've been talking about how they've been untidying the field. The Dolphins really need to shape up, cut off those singles over there, because now that should have been 1 run at best. It turns that into 2 because of misfields that are occurring in the field. It just doesn't seem like it's their day today.
No, it's definitely not their day, but this is what pressure does. They started off fielding really well, and the pressure has led them to leak a few more runs. And there we go. It's cut away to the 3rd man boundary. 3rd does the hard work, and they come back for 2. Macheke doing very well to get back. And That brings her to 41, and what an innings this has been. Zentle Mali coming back in. Oh, now this she will have to keep everything going towards the stumps.
That's a bit square. Will she get there? Yes. Perfect fielding. Again, third man doing the hard yards there in that regard. Keeps it down to 2.
Just open the face, get it to the left of point, just between that gap. Keep third working very hard there, forcing, change the angles. This is what you want when you are, this is a batter in control, right? Manipulating the field just by placing the ball in good areas. Macheke well in control, and you can see it by her score. She's on 43.
Macheke is really just looking like she wants to get this game over and done with as quickly as possible. She really is on a roll. Currently on 43 runs. It's looking good. It really has been a strong innings from her. Good intent even from the first delivery she faced. And like we said, Dolphins kind of feeling the pressure, and that's what pressure does to you. It kind of creates misfield, creates opportunities, it creates more opportunities for the Titans to score runs here in this game.
Zentle Mali will need to adjust her line. She doesn't have enough fielders out there. Don't want to keep leaking runs out backward of point on the offside. So it's just keep bowling straight. But with the field set, this is part of the plan. However, I would say it's almost like they can't keep. They're bowling too much Macheke strength.
They really are. They're just sticking to like one fashionable asset here, where they're just trying to put a ball in a space where they can try and control the situation. But every time the ball is just outside of stump, it's always creating runs, and it's always creating runs. But however, that's the end of the 8th over. Mali has bowled well in respect to the rest of the other bowlers from the Dolphins this morning. 3 overs done in her spell, 19 with no wickets. Currently, the Titans are 72 for 1 after 8 overs. Still need a further 69 runs to win from 72 deliveries.
Right, and we're going to see a bowling change, a much-needed bowling change. And hopefully this will work for the Dolphins. And it looks like with their field set, they've got a deep backward square, deep mid wicket, a long on, a long off. With Kiara Fisher into the attack, bowling right arm off spin, and maybe this is what they need. It looks like she's coming around the wicket, and this is usually to ensure that LBW is always in play.
We talked about the depth of spin that the Dolphins have today, and right now they really need something special here to create an opening for themselves. That's a good shot.
And that is a full
really
toss that has been rightfully put away by Macheke. And that brings her to 48. The Dolphins will be very disappointed in this period with their fielding, with their bowling. Not the start that the Dolphins need. There's no time for warm-up balls.
And again, first ball of the over. It's just a bit of a wayward delivery that's actually put away for 4. And now all of a sudden the bowler's under pressure for the rest of the over because you've given away a boundary of that first delivery. It becomes difficult to kind of put a handle on things now at this point. But Fisher really needs to kind of strong line that line and just tighten things up as she can. Not give away freebies like a full toss or rank down leg stump line. It's easy to put away for Macheke.
Tosses it up, and what a delivery!
What a ball! And that's the breakthrough that the Dolphins sorely needed. Macheke goes for 48. It's a well-made 48, and the partnership is finally broken. Titans lose their second with the second delivery of the over. It's 8.2 overs gone. The Titans are 76 for 2. What a ball from Fisher.
And that brings the end to what has been a very exciting innings from Teboho Macheke. She has come in and utilized the power play. She will be disappointed with herself coming out at 48 runs. However, she has put the Titans in a winning position and is going to make it so much easier for anyone that comes in after her. She faced 29 balls, 6 fours and 1 6.
That innings from Macheke just makes you think, Sean. Are the Titans batting on a different wicket here than what the Dolphins were batting on? It's just interesting now because you can just see how easy it is when you come out there with the intent to score runs, when you play your shots, when you stick to your strong positions, and you kind of manipulate the field. You get off strike, you rotate strike as well as you can, and the boundary balls will come and you put them away.
Yeah, so and I wouldn't even say that. You can just see how if you come in, as you say, with the intent to score, but also it's early on in your innings. It's early on in the batting innings. And as we saw with Shangaze's innings, you just have to graft. There comes a period of grafting and then you can expand. And we saw it with that wonderful innings she played. And we're seeing it now in the power play. Macheke was circumspect, took some time, but once she got going, she took advantage, read the situation well, and has put the Titans in a very good position. But a great move having Fisher come in around the wicket, and Elizabeth Marks is now at the crease facing her first ball.
Good start.
Tosses it up. I like this.
Good
Slow
start.
it up, get it above the batter's eye line, have it dip, force her
Tempt
to
them
think.
to try and get through that line of that shot. Tempt them to go over the top. It kind of creates more opportunity for you as a bowler to actually get the wicket. But you know, Sean, what you said earlier on is true. Like, when you lose early wickets in a power play, the situation kind of dictates how you play. You need to settle in. You need to absorb a little bit more pressure before you get going. But the Titans have just come out here and with the full intent to score runs early, and it's come off for them well in the second innings.
Yes, it is. As you can see, Annika Bosch still continuing just to be the anchor, rotating strike, getting off strike. And this is what the Titans need. Just somebody to stay in there, bat through, be the anchor. And that is what Annika Bosch's role will be, especially now.
It was going to be more crucial now, since after losing that wicket of Macheke, that she does stay in and anchors the rest of this innings through. Rotation of strike is coming very simple here for the Titans. It's actually giving them that pinnacle where the scoreboard is not really stopping to tick.
Yes, and that brings us to the end of the 9th over. The score is 79 for 2. Fidelity Titans are well in control of the situation. You've got two very experienced campaigners with Annika Bosch and Elizabeth Marks, who is a rising star within the South African women's setup and in the structures. It will be, if she continues with where she is going and how she's been performing, it won't be too long till we see her in the green and gold of the Momentum Proteas.
Seems Mali will bowl out her entire spell here, coming back for her 4th over.
And this isn't a bad decision. With the score so high, they do need a breakthrough. They do need to keep the Titans quiet, and this is the opportunity for Mali to do so. It is concerning who will come in after her, because you do need to expose your bowlers, but I do see the logic here.
I do also understand the logic behind her continuing on here. They really need to try and work on the back of that last over from Fisher. 7 runs from it with a wicket. You need to get more wickets. The Dolphins can't really think of a way where they'd say they'd bowl out the rest of this innings here. No, wickets will be the order of the day if they want to win this game.
Yes, and there it is. Liz Marie Marks getting off strike easily. Not what the captain would want. You would want Long On to come in. Don't give her the easy single, especially with Mali bowling wicket to wicket, and a very straight field. Got deep mid wicket, long on, long off, and cover. Sweeper.
You always want to try that's wide. Mali's very disappointed with that delivery. She's trying so hard to stick to that straight line of attacking the stumps. That's just a bit too straight in that occasion, and just goes down the leg side for a wide. But yeah, Sean, you really want to stay in the game. You don't want to give easy singles away to the new batsman who's just stepped in. You want them to face as many deliveries as can. Try and build up the pressure, build up and accumulate dot balls. Try and force an error shot here to come.
Essentially, Mali has, as you can see, just bowling to her field, very set in her plan as what she wants to do. Does get upset when it doesn't go according to plan, but this is an opportunity. Put Marks under pressure. Bring in one of the boundary riders.
Because right now, what it looks like, it just seems like the Dolphins are not wanting to attack in any format. They're just trying to defend runs as they possibly can. So many fielders outside boundary riding. It's just showing a bit of a defensive mindset at this moment.
Which was it's acceptable with Annika Bosch. She has been in there with Macheke, but now let's just take the risk. You have to take wickets in order to win this game.
We need to take that risk. It's also a wide, another wide day from Mali. She's very disappointed with herself when she bowls those kind of deliveries. Because she knows she can do better. She knows she can stick to that plan of bowling that wicket to wicket line. She just needs to tighten up that line just a little bit more so that she gets through the over relatively quickly and she lands the ball exactly where she wants to. That'll do a lot more for her confidence as well.
Essentially, Mali is an experienced campaigner. And right, there you go. Just in there, a hard length, getting to position. She's energetic on the field. She wants to keep these two quiet. And that's what we're going to be. That's what the Dolphins need. They just need to bowl more in partnerships to contain this.
They really do. They need to work off each other. A good over needs to be followed up by another good over. And so far, there hasn't been a boundary in this one. It's been relatively a good tight over. And Zintle has done well so far.
Yes.
Follows that up with a dot ball.
And that's all you need. Just keep the dot balls coming. This period is where they want to accumulate, and they are keeping them quiet. The overs after the power play is where most batters struggle, or it's either they struggle or things fall apart.
Yeah, that's true. Because if you don't get your timing right at this point, you can actually relatively easily get out. And you need to be on top of the game. That's where you don't really need to stop. You need to continue to press on with the momentum. It's a good shot outside, just in the point region for a single. Well fielded out there by the fielder in the deep point region.
Zintle Mali ending her spell at 4 overs of 25 runs. She hasn't taken a wicket. Her stats don't necessarily give a true indication of how key she's been, especially bowling in the power play and into just after the power play. She's had a good plan. Most of the time has executed well. But that is the end of the 10th over with the score at 85 for 2, and the Titans are racing to the finish line, and they only need 56 runs to win in 60 balls.
It's the next 10 overs into this innings, the final 10 overs into this innings. Fisher to continue in her second over. It was a relatively good first over following that first delivery that went to the boundary. She took the important wicket of Macheke there, and she stuck it down to 3 runs in the last 5 balls to come from there.
Oh,
I love how she's bowling here.
That is intense. Annika Bosch will be disappointed she did not get that past her, because she powered that as she came down the track, and that is showing Kiara is under pressure.
Oh, out.
And that is it. Annika Bosch dances down, powers it, but finds the deep mid-wicket fielder, and that is the end of Annika Bosch. She will be disappointed. She has done all the hard work, and that ends her innings at 30 runs off 21 balls. She will be extremely hard on herself because she was set with hitting 2 4s and 2 6s.
I kind of liked what Fisher was doing there, lobbing the ball in the air, tossing it up into space, making the batsman make the error of trying to attack every delivery, because it gives you more opportunity to actually get wickets. And right now, that's exactly what the Dolphins need. 2 overs into the 11th over, as the Titans lose their second, it's 85 for 2.
All right, and coming into the crease, we have
Amogelang Mapangula.
They're two new batters. This is what the Dolphins need, and
Right now, there's an opportunity for the Dolphins to actually turn this game around.
right, that was Shangaze with the catch. Very key player for her. Right, as you can see, we have Mapangula on strike with Liz Marie Marks. Kiara Fisher coming back into the attack. She has been key, taking wickets just when they need them.
And she took the 2 key wickets that they needed there. 2 wickets off the set batsman.
That does look like it hit outside the line. Asking questions right away. This is an opportunity for Fisher to bring in one of the boundary riders.
True.
You know, it is an opportunity, however, they don't have too many runs on the board
That's
to play with. So it will be interesting to see how she goes about this.
This is now the opportunity for the Dolphins to kind of wrestle back some bit of momentum here in this game. Just try and maybe tighten things up, make things a little bit more difficult for the Titans so that they can then make their errors themselves. Kind of reverse the pressure here. This is a situation that they have. They have 2 new batsmen at the crease. Marks on 4 and Mapangula on 1. Fisher is bowling well in her second over, having taken the 2 key wickets that the Dolphins so crucially needed.
Bowling out wide, very lucky to get away with that, finding the point fielder. Fisher doesn't get too much turn on the ball, which isn't necessarily a good thing, and is a good that she's coming around the wicket. She's always forcing the batter to play.
I think that also is why she loves the balls up in the air much more than any other spinner relatively, as we've seen in this game, because there's no purchase on the turn for her as the ball pitches. She just kind of tosses it up to offer herself that much more opportunity and for the batsman to try and attack her and, you know, maybe skew the balls in a different fashion and get caught out at the fence.
Yeah, so it is, and it's worked for her. It is key right now. You can see that the Marks and Mapangula are struggling with the slower pace of the ball, and this is not what the Titans would have wanted. Rotation of strike will be key in this period, but you know, the Dolphins are thinking on their feet, making necessary changes, and now we're seeing another bowling change with Mlaba changing ends.
A change of ends from Lava here.
With her last over, and this is the start of the 12th.
Jean, you did talk about the importance of how it would be for any bowler to replace Mali on the opposite end here. And right now, with the change of ends from Laba, they're looking to attack more with the spin, the Dolphins, and offer themselves opportunity.
A top edge
Keeper's
from
catch.
Marks, and the keeper doesn't see it, or it doesn't have sight of it right away, and it falls safely between the 2 fielders. Lucky to get away with that.
Very lucky. I think the keeper just lost it and the ball went into the air. It's always the keeper's catch. It's very close to where the square actually is. It wasn't really a bit much of a long distance to actually get there and take the catch. But Mlaba is asking questions immediately in this third over, well, in her last over actually of the second spell after changing ends. They really, really need to get stuck in here, the Dolphins. They really need to take even the half chances they need to make sure that they can actually take.
And that,
Good ball.
there we have it. Mlaba is putting Marks under pressure. Liz Marie Marks will be key now. She has been a performer for the Titans. She will be key. Just get stuck in, dig her heels in, and get the Titans over the line. And Mlaba not giving anything.
It's really good that she's not giving anything away. We talked about the importance of following a good over with another good over. It kind of just creates the space of shifting pressure to the Titans. And right now the Dolphins will find themselves in a position where they can compete for this game.
Yes, wickets are key. Kiara Fisher with 2 key wickets of Annika Bosch and Teboho Macheke. And Mlaba coming in and backing that up.
And that's the over. Close call.
And an LBW shout, which is not out. But yes, this is what you need. That is the end of Nonkulilego's Mlaba's spell. She ends her spell with 4 overs, 29 runs and 1 wicket. She will be happy with how it ended, but
Not particularly how it went in the middle there.
in the beginning of her innings, beginning of her spell, I should say. Fisher back on strike. She will be key. Fisher has been the wicket taker, the partnership breaker. This is Kiara Fisher.
She started really well. Those first 2 overs were really well. Really good start. 9 runs, 2 overs, 2 wickets. It really has shifted the pace of the game just slightly in favor of the Dolphins here, but the Titans are still ahead. Oh, there was a great opportunity there for a run out.
Very slow on that second call. Liz Marie Marks didn't look too keen or just a little bit hesitant to take that second run, but a great option to get the single, and that will be key. They're not finding any boundaries. You have to push the singles, get into the gaps, rotate the strike. That will be key for the Titans innings.
We talk about the importance of bowling in partnerships, but in this aspect, there's the importance of this batting partnership right now. You see, convert those missed fields into 2s. This is good cricket from the Titans. You need to push fielders. Push them as hard as you can. If there's a misfield, you can need to call out loudly, make that turn for the second run, and they make it there.
That was very risky, and you don't run on a misfield. She was very lucky that the throw wasn't as strong, and Fisher just missing the stumps because that was a definite run out. That one
ball.
Not bouncing as much, just skidding on with the angle. Liz Marie Marks not up to the task, no foot movement.
Now all of a sudden something else to think about is the variable bounce here. That one kept so low. That's the first ball we've seen that kept low this whole match so far.
Yeah, Liz Marie Marks, better foot movement from her. Made that ball look a lot better than it was. Not to say it wasn't a good ball, but just skids on. And that's something that the Titans will think about, especially as we continue in this over with them needing 47 to win after 44 balls.
So important that they...
Chance.
Oh!
It is dropped. Shangazi will be disappointed with herself. Not what she wanted at all. Sorry, that was Busani.
We spoke about how the Titans let go of their opportunities early in the innings by dropping catches. They dropped 4 catches that entire first innings. That's another half chance for the Dolphins. They could have had another wicket here, and that's a drop again.
Oh, the Dolphins will be disappointed with that.
No.
Right. The calling, you can see that the pressure is getting to the batters. This not the greatest over of cricket for the Titans, but they're still there. They still live to breathe another over, and that is the end of the 13th over. The score is 97 for 3, with the Titans needing 44 runs to win after 42 balls.
The Dolphins need to be a lot more tighter in the field. So many opportunities have come their way for run-outs where if they have been more clinical, they would have actually taken those opportunities right now. They're kind of just throwing at wrong ends. They're not communicating well. Whoever's on the board is not really looking up to see what's happening before you actually throw. It's just a bit wayward at the moment, but they really need to get themselves into this game. Banetti now to return for a second spell. Same end that she started at after that first over when she went for 10 runs. She's looking to make a key impact into this game right now. It's a good start. It's a good shot all the way to the sweeper at cover. Titans take a comfortable single as Marks plays that fine shot all the way to the cover fielder at the boundary.
This is a period where they need to accumulate. Just continue, keep the scoreboard ticking, just keep rotating the strike. The Dolphins need the wickets. They need dot balls. So this will be key. Just a few more dot balls, put the Titans under pressure. Don't give them the easy single. Force the Titans to try something different. And Bonetti also isn't too new to the side, is used to the pressure of bowling,
Yes.
and is a very experienced campaigner. So she does have the tools in her repertoire to change this game.
She really does, and we can actually trust in the skill that she does have. That's another chance for a run out. That is the fourth time today that we've seen a chance for a run out. Fourth time, in the second innings with the Titans batting that we've seen an opportunity for a run out. It's not looking good out there in the middle between the two batsmen. It's not comfortable calls, and that brings up the 100 for the Titans. Halfway through the 14th over, the Titans are 100 for 3 with that single.
The Titans. Oh, and what a shot past extra cover, and sweeper on the offside does the cleaning up. But yes, the Titans right now, the pressure is getting to them. They want to take the game forward. They don't want to leave it until too late. And the calling, it's just too much hesitation. But this is what pressure does. Pressure makes you think twice.
It really is a pressurable situation now. Needing 40 from 38 deliveries. It's not where they really thought they would be, considering the start that they had in that power play. But the game has changed now due to those 2 key wickets of Bosch and Macheke. And the Titans are finding themselves in a position of rebuilding this innings. And they really don't want to see off this game all the way to the last over. They really want to make short work of this chase so that there's no pressure towards the back end of this innings here. Chance. Oh, it's another drop catch. And this time, insult to injury, it goes for 4. That should have been taken. Bonetti trying hard, running in, good delivery in the right position. Had the fielder in the perfect position to take that catch. But Laba kind of makes a mess of that. And it goes into the boundary for 4. End of the 14th over, 105 for 3 are the Titans. Still need 36 runs to win from the last 6 overs.
Yes, this Bonetti will be disappointed. Kiara Fisher continuing with her spell. This is the last over of her spell. She'll be wanting to get the breakthrough. The Dolphins need to continue keep the pressure. They are in a position where they've brought it back after the power play.
They really have brought it back quite nicely after the power play. But right now, as we said earlier, the key moments in this game now for the Dolphins would be to take wickets. Taking wickets here will stem the run flow, and new batsmen coming in under these conditions, needing 36 from 35. It's difficult to just get in and get going quite immediately.
And that's what you need. Dolphins need to put their body on the line when they are fielding. And that is a shot. A slog sweep to the right of the deep mid-wicket fielder for 4. Kiara Fisher will not be happy with that, because all that was done, just get the leg out of the way. Mapangula swinging and making it look ever so simple.
Mapangula has taken her time to get into this innings right now. And that shot just shows that she is now getting the read off the pitch. That's another good shot. It's over mid-off, and one bounce into the boundaries. Back-to-back 4s in this over from Fisher. And all of a sudden, the pressure has reversed back to the Dolphins, and everything changes once again.
Yes, this is what you need. Unfortunately, Fisher not getting her line right, overcorrecting, was very straight. The length wasn't there in the first boundary. The second boundary was wide. Not having the best start to her over. We'll need to bring it back, bring it tight again.
As it stands right now, that's a good delivery. It's a bit of a full toss. It's too full on a full toss side of things, but I think Mapangula feels she missed out there. She really should have actually put that to the fence. It really did look like she was gonna put it to the fence for 4.
Wanted to almost overhit the ball.
And then she missed the timing completely there.
And there we go. There is protection out there, just to the long off boundary. And the intent, Mapangula reading the situation well, seeing that let's not take it, let's not leave it to the last over, right? And just put the pressure back onto the Titans' best bowler. And half the time, it's a mental game. and
It is.
she's on top.
It really is. And whenever you kind of shift the pressure back to the bowling side, you'd find that more mistakes now start to occur in the field because now they start to feel they're a bit behind the game a little bit. And that ends the 15th over, and the Titans are 115 for 3. In comparison, at the same point in the game, the Dolphins were 94 for 3. So the Titans well ahead of this run chase, needing just a further 26 more runs to win from the last 30 balls.
This partnership growing. It's at 30 runs. Also came in very early. They started off very slow and very circumspect. So the longer you stay out there, the easier it does become. And these two have done well. Yes, they have been assisted by some indifferent fielding, but the Dolphins are still in this game.
It just goes to show that everything that works well, when you put yourself in a situation where you try to absorb the pressure, when you lose 2 back-to-back wickets quickly, you try your best to simply just stay in the forefront of the game, make sure that the momentum doesn't slip away from you, and you stay in as much as you can.
Yes,
And it gets easier and easier from then off, and then all of a sudden you reverse the pressure by scoring a couple boundaries quickly, and the momentum changes.
And well directed, great line from Banetti. This is what you need. Don't give Liz Marie Marks any room to work with. Don't bowl that hard length. Make it as hard for her as possible. Stem the boundaries, and just try and keep these batters quiet. Force them to make the mistake, especially at this stage in the game.
It feels as if the energy that you feel out there is
And
like,
it is one
Good
has
catch!
slapped to
Really
this
good catch.
sweeper boundary.
wow, that is a good catch. Now all of a sudden, new batsman in, 25 runs short, 29 balls to go. It's a different situation as Mapangula is out for 13. It's a great catch in the deep from...
Right, it's making it look simple out there.
And
Now
that
we
was
see-
Chandler out there.
We see the back of Mapangula as she was beginning to start attacking and take the game forward, and just making it look ever so simple. The Dolphins have another breakthrough. This is what they need. They want to get down to their lower order, and this could be the change in the game.
That the Dolphins sorely need. They really needed that wicket. And right now they have that opportunity. After getting that wicket, the Titans are 116 for 4, 2 balls into the 16th over. Still need a further 25 runs to win this game. There's 28 balls remaining. And will that be the change that the Dolphins really, really needed in this game? New batsman coming in is Masabata Class. She's about to take her first delivery against Banetti. And right now, Sean, that's exactly where you want to be as the Dolphins. A new batsman coming in, just try to get a couple deliveries, a few dot balls here, try to pick up the pace and put that pressure back onto the Titans batting unit.
Masabata Class can hit a long ball. Believe me, I've experienced it playing against her. But she can hit a long ball. She's no mug with the bat, and is also very experienced. She is an experienced campaigner with the Momentum Proteas, and she will be key. The experience she has with Liz Marie Marks, it'll be key to get them over the line, and that is an outside edge. Down to the third man boundary, and that is a 4. Masabata Class starting off her innings with a 4. What more can you ask for?
That is exactly what you would not have wanted from the Dolphin side. New batsman coming in. First ball is a really good delivery. Second ball, also a good delivery, but that outside edge into space, and then it just runs away to the fence. It makes everything easier now with the Titans just needing 21.
Banetti short, it's wide. It is gone for 4. A diving effort from Nadine de Klerk. And from Alexandra Chandler, and unfortunately doesn't manage to get there, and that is a 4 to a Masabata Class. Right, you see, she can hit the long ball.
She really can. This is an 8 or 3 deliveries.
And that is the end of the 16th over, with the score at 120 for 4. Sorry, 124 for 4 after 16 overs.
Wow. Titans need just 17 more runs to win from the last 4 overs in this game. We talked about how it would be important that they don't let it get all the way to the last over, because that would amount to pressure on them. Those 2 boundaries now and the last 2 deliveries from the Panetti over really just eased the pressure completely. Bowling change with Chandler coming into bowl. In this situation, what do you think they actually need to do here, Sean?
For one, they need to keep the Titans quiet, but it just comes down to wickets. A few dot balls, make sure, force the Titans to do something different. Force them to play a shot that is not within their repertoire, right? But the key will be, will the Dolphins bowl in the right channels? Will they keep the wickets in play? Because that will be key.
Essentially, that is really true. You just need to bowl into the right areas right now. You need to be fielding well. You need to stop any chance of leaking runs at this stage, because everything can go against you here. 17 runs, 23 balls, it really is getting to be a bit of a tight game.
And it's fairly simple. They've struggled to hit anything that has been towards that top of off stump line.
There's a chance.
And
wicket.
There you have it. Chandler. Oh.
I thought that was given. Yes,
wicket.
It's given.
Yes. There you have it. Chandler, the bowling change has worked. Liz Marie Marks walking across her stumps and unfortunately just hitting the shoulder of her bat, and it goes to the short third man fielder, and that brings the end to Liz Marie Marks' innings. She goes out to 22 runs of 25 balls with 1 4.
The weird confusion there was just a bit strange. It seemed as if the umpire was not giving it out, and then the Dolphins were appealing for that. But look, it just came straight off the bat. It was a good catch there at third man, shortish third man. Really was a good catch to dismiss Marks. The Titans now 124 for 5. Still needing 17 runs in the last 22 balls of this innings.
This game getting a lot closer than the Titans would have hoped for, especially with how they started in the power play, where they dominated, absolutely dominated. And coming in to bat, we've got Katie Pryor, and she gets off the mark very early, first ball of her innings, and that's all that's needed. Just keep rotating the strikes, get the singles. That will get them over the line.
Definitely.
There is no need for anything special, really.
There's no need for anything rash at this moment. You just need to get over the line. And it is important that you finish the game off. Even if you just rotate strike, you take your singles there, the odd boundary will definitely come. And that will get you closer and closer towards getting over the line.
Chanda, you can see she is the confidence in her, angling it in towards the stumps, making sure that there is nothing. You miss, I hit. That is a simple game plan, the game plan that the Dolphins need right now, and a key dot ball.
That's essentially where you need to bowl when you're defending such a low total at times. You just need to be attacking the stumps as often as you can, creating those opportunities to take wickets, because that gives you enough of a chance to stay in the game.
I wouldn't call 140 odd a low total, but with the way Macheke was batting,
it looked like it wasn't just a small score. The way Bosch and Macheke were going earlier on in that power play, it just looked like it was going to be a very small score.
And that brings us to the end of the 17th over. The score is 126 for 5. The Fidelity Titans needing 15 runs in 18 balls, a lot closer than they would have liked. You have Masabata Class and Katie Pryor, who are batting for the Fidelity Titans, and it is getting with Banetti coming in to bowl with her last over of her spell. This will be, I would say, this will be the over that will determine how these two will go about this chase.
Definitely. Because now you're looking at 15. They're calling for the single. Is it really there? Oh, the opportunities.
The single
Come
and
on,
an
nobody backing
overthrow.
up.
And the overthrow, not the best throw from Busane. She will be disappointed with that. There was no single there, but she was a little bit slow to the ball. This will be the difference between winning and losing. Really.
Yes. All these tiny, scrappy fielding displays, when they mount up together, you kind of look at how many runs you've lost in overthrow situations, in situations where you could have taken a wicket but ended up, leaking runs in the end. It's getting to that context now where it's a really tight game. 16 balls left in the innings, 13 runs needed to win. Wow.
Masabata class. And that was why Masabata class will believe she missed out. She does, as we saw in the previous ball, a big swing and a miss. She'll be disappointed there. She's probably asking for the wide, but I guess when you're a strike bowler, if the wide line is too close.
You gotta always
when you're
think,
batting,
yeah,
the wide line is too far.
It's too far. Anything that just seems too far away from where you're batting is a bit wide. That one might be a bit wide there.
But the line belongs to the umpire, and a big swing. Masabata class on her knees.
She looks like she's pleading with the umpire for the wide on that occasion.
She will be. The key now will be just to make sure she gets bat on ball, but key dot balls. But Nettie bowling well. Masabata class just needs to keep her head still and get bat on ball.
That is the plan. Attacking that wide line.
And the outside edge. She swings hard, and they say when you swing hard, you get the outside edge. It's quicker to the boundary, and there you have it. The much needed boundary to Masabata class that gets her to 15, with the Fidelity Titans needing 9 runs of 13 balls.
Like you said, Shad, it's coming down to this over, and that was a bit of a lucky stroke there, with that ball angling in towards the bat, taking the outside edge in between keeper and short third man, all the way to the boundary for 4. Shot.
And that is a good shot. Just Masabata class is chipping it over mid-wicket. She keeps the strike. And that brings us to the end of the 18th over. The Fidelity Titans on 133 for 5 with 8 runs to win in 12 balls. This game is not over.
Really is still in the balance. But right now, what the Dolphins need more than anything, there's probably 3 back-to-back dot deliveries here to maybe make a change to this and adjust the situation. Make it 9 balls, 8 runs. That would make it a bit exciting towards the end.
Now, what the Dolphins really need is a wicket. They need a wicket. A wicket will be key. It will slow down the innings and will also allow whoever is batting, whoever the set batter is, has to take charge.
And more importantly, they need the wicket of Masabata class.
Yes, Masabata class. That is the wicket they want. They want to keep her off strike. And that was a really good bounce. That was some really good bounce got there by
Alexander Chandler. She starts well in this over again. It's another dot ball first up. It's 8 runs now needed from 11 deliveries. Oh, great fielding. That is absolutely great fielding. Inside edge, going all the way down to fine leg, and shortish fine leg does the business in cleaning that up. Keeps it to a 1. And Masabata class is now off strike. Prior taking strike as the new batsman, this might be a very different situation to her. So, yeah, she hasn't faced that many deliveries.
Katie Pride doing what she needs to do, just getting bat on ball.
And getting off strike.
Possible too, but also playing it safe. You can't give a wicket now at this stage, especially with Masabata class needing to stay in and just get the boundary, because it could come down to that.
It really could. It comes down to minimum margins at this point. And right now, as you said earlier, they can really do it in singles. They're rotating strike well in this over. Have taken 3 runs from the last 4 balls. And it's looking better now for the Titans at 136 for 5. Just 5 away now from 8 balls.
Yes, this is... Chandler is burning a really tight over. Katie Pryor walking across her stumps. Doesn't get hold of it. And just only a little bit of risk for only 1 run. She'll be probably very disappointed with that.
I feel like Katie Pryor really did move a bit too early there in that situation to show where the position she wanted to be in. And Alexandra Chandler just followed her straight. Didn't really give her the room she was looking for to work that well into the leg side.
And there you have it, Masabata Class playing some really smart thinking cricket. Just getting the 1, and that is the end of the 19th over. The Fidelity Titans 138 for the loss of 5 wickets. 1 over left, 6 balls left, and they only need 3 runs to win. It will be interesting to see how the Dolphins manage this, because this is the game of cricket. Anything can happen. And as we saw earlier, at one stage, you would never believe that Annika Bosch and Macheke were at one stage in this game on the same side. And they still managed to stay in and put together a key partnership.
Shangase here to finish off this game for us in this last over. I mean, she did not have a good start with that one and only over she bowled in this game that went for 17 runs. The job is clear now. Just defend 3. You defend 2, we win.
Yes, and the field set, only 2 fielders out on the boundary, which is long on and deep mid-wicket. Right, rocks onto the back foot, and it is just a single down to long on. Not a bad option. 2 runs to win.
It's much more the safer option than anything. With the Class just knowing for a while she just needs to put it into space and take the 1. This is easy going now. I mean, 3 runs from 6 balls.
Right.
Now looking at 2 from 5.
Long one comes in.
Over
and
the top
Katie Pryor finishes off in style with a 4 and does it for the Titans. The Titans have won this match by 5 wickets with 4 balls remaining. What a game, and well done to the Fidelity Titans. Right, and with that, if we go through the scorecard, you have Robin Searle out very early in the innings.
Yeah, that first over in the innings, Robin Searle scoring 1. She was taken out by Mlaba. Was a good ball.
With Robin Searle, yes, she was out for 1 run, facing 4 balls. You got Annika Bosch, who scored 30 runs off 22 balls. She was caught on the deep mid-wicket boundary, and the bowler was taken up, Kiara Fisher. Teboho Macheke, the key batter for the Fidelity Titans. She scored 48 runs off 30 balls, 6 4s and 1 6. She was bowled by Kiara Fisher, a key wicket for the Dolphins, which slowed the flow of runs. Then Eliz Marie Marks came in, started off very circumspect. She scored 22 runs off 27 balls. She was bowled out by Alexandra Chandler, and Amogelang Mapangula scored 13 runs off 12 balls. She was also caught by Alexandra Chandler, and the bowler was Banetti. And the 2 batters to get the Fidelity Titans over the line, Masabata Class, unbeaten, 20 runs off 16 balls with 3 4s, and Catherine Pryor, 7 runs with 5 balls, and she with her hitting the winning runs with a 4. The bowling figures, Nonkululegu Mlaba didn't start off very well in her spell. 4 overs, 1 wicket, 29 runs. Banetti, 4 overs, 1 wicket, 34 runs. Zintle Mali, very economical with her overs. 4 overs, 2 extras, 25 runs. 8 dot balls. She kept things under control, and Shangaze, who bowled the last over, one over and 2 balls, 22 runs, no wicket. Kiara Fisher, the key bowler for the Dolphins, 4 overs, 2 wickets, 26 runs. And Alexander Chandler, 2 overs, 1 wicket, 7 runs.
That was a really good game of cricket. Congratulations again to the Titans women. They deserve to win. They played aggressively up front. They converted runs in that power play, made it very difficult for the Dolphins to get back into the game. But it was much closer than they really would have thought, as it came down to the last over of the innings. But well played again. It was good cricket all round.
Yes, what a game of cricket. It went down. The Dolphins fought back, especially after what was an onslaught in their power play. And that is it from us. I am Sean Mayers.
I'm Odwa. We're signing out. Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, and we hope to see you soon. Have a good afternoon.